Play. There we go. All right, all set. Okay, Wreckland Run. There, all right, looks good. Wreckland Run. I've done 4 missions so far, out of 7 from the base game, and 3 expansion missions. All right, well, let's go. Huh. What I'm looking at is not live. Hang on just a second. Okay, how's that? That looks better. Okay. Wow, I have a huge lag. All right. Wreckland Run. Going through the wasteland and wasting chumps. All right, it is time for Chapter 5. Chapter 5, Seeing Double. Ever since the bombs fell and the world came apart at the seams, there aren't too many places in the Wreckland that anyone would call technologically advanced. If there is one that stands out, it's the Steel Flats, a large stretch of desert hills and dunes, out of which capable treasure hunters can find plate metal, mechanical parts, and, seemingly only for the truly masterful, baseline robotics. The twin lords of the steel plates, aptly named Nuts and Bolts, have made it their life's work to find, salvage, and put to use an entire fleet of solar-powered vehicles driven by their followers, the Hammered Nails. So are they drunk? Big Fossil's little black book highlighted a number of high-tech thingies and whatsits that Ronnie was able to draw out for you, and everyone you trusted enough to ask about them pointed you to the Steel Flats for them. It wasn't about to be a yak run or anything, but this stuff made up the main guts of how the filter was going to work. It started okay, with a few thrown decoy objects and a quickly toppled robot guard, and in minutes you were filling your ride's haulin' hole, like a trunk, with excellent grade piping, mold-free circuit boards, a mercury gauge set that still had its silvery goo, and more solar panels than you really were comfortable taking. But if this book's instructions are going to pay off, you needed all of this and more. No sooner did you shut your trunk's lids. No sooner did you shut your trunk's lids, did things shift away from good, and take a turn toward less than tenable. You hadn't even slid into the driver's seat before the damned robot started sparking and whistling and letting off plumes of steam, letting every steel flat bonehead in 100 yards know that they were getting ripped off. You had barely gotten 2 tires on the road leading out of the flats before you heard the twins' heaving voices spark out across a network of lamp pole mounted speakers, need some hyphens, scattered through the flats. It seems we, Nuts began, have attracted a thief, Bolts finished. The next few minutes were an absolute blur. You were already leaving rooster tails of dirt and sand behind you by the time you got your straps down and your goggles in place. You could see the blurry clouds from other riders. Word about you following Fossil's treasure map of a book was attracting scavengers from all over, joining the Hammered Nails headed your way, but up front are the 2 hellions that you had hoped to avoid altogether, the Steel Flats twins, Nuts and Bolts. Whether or not the Hammered Nails were part of the group chasing you seemed almost irrelevant at this time because the twins were steadily gaining. Their vehicles, mere images of construction and design of one another, were made of stern stuff and more advanced technology than your cobbled ride. Pull, Nuts started. Over, Bolts ended. Something that looked like a cross between a pyrotechnic firework and a miniature comet streaked by your right fender, causing you to swerve hard to avoid the resulting explosion. As you blurred by, you can see the sand around the scorched impact was shining like glass. That's insane. You twist your wheel to the other side instinctively, avoiding a second superheated blast from the other twin's card. It was hard to imagine what one of those shots would do if it hit home, especially if it managed to strike the loot locker. And suddenly you were angry at yourself for not doing a little more research about these guys. If you would have known that they had advanced weapons like this, you might not have risked this run, high-tech hull or not. Such wide open spaces and twisted roadways crossed each other again and again, making it pretty easy to put enough asphalt between you and your pursuers to actually lay claim to salvage mid-run. Sure, there was a chance that you could be caught in low gear, but considering the kinds of things the hammered nails and the twins have access to, it could be worth it. Driving a targeted loot run out of the Wreckland is always a dangerous task to complete, but this one had turned out to be something else indeed. You had every faith in your skills and the various upgrades you had on your ride, but these twins were in a different league. When you saw their dark ingenuity across and access to raw electric power as a weapon, you couldn't help but question today's choices. If this was going to work out after all, you're going to have to cross roads with nuts and bolts, something which they are too happy to oblige. All too happy to oblige. All right. In the chapter, we have nuts, bolts, 6 special enemies, and 4 skill cards. Ooh, so it looks like I'm going to get another skill like reallocate over there. All right, nuts and bolts. So I assume I'm going to have to knock out both of them. Bolts does 3 damage to everything on a side. Nuts does 6 damage to one target. And they don't have... Oh, wait, never mind. All right. And they're different numbers, 3 and 4, so only one of them is going to potentially attack at a time. All right, and then we have 6 special enemies. Nothing special here. 3 armor, 2 shielding. Deal +1 damage for each scrap in your pile. Oh, that is something special. Okay, so every piece of scrap you have, this deals more damage. Starts with 2. Same thing, and then 3 of these guys that have bombs, so if you don't kill them exactly, the bomb explodes. If this enemy explodes, discard a scrap. Okay. And they're pretty powerful. Deal 3 damage to every part on one side of your vehicle. Alright, so they go in, I assume. Setup. Your skills have improved. Choose 1 skill card from the 4 included and place it in front of you face up next to your driver. During a run turn, activate its ability by placing a white die onto the open slot on the card as you would a part. Scrap cannot be used to activate a skill. Return the remaining 3 skill cards to the envelope. Shuffle the 6 Chapter 5 enemies into the enemy deck. Okay, done. Alright. Any other special rules? Nuts and bolts cannot be damaged. There are other enemy cars in this section. That's always the case. If nuts and bolts are ever in the same section, when one of them activates, the other activates as well. Alright, so keep them separate. Okay, and when I'm in the wreckage phase, if I have to use red dice, 1, 2, 3, no effect. 4 or 5, discard 1 die or scrap card, or discard a part from your vehicle. That could be dangerous. On a 6, that's on a 4 or a 5. On a 6, discard 2 dice or scrap cards, or discard a part from your vehicle. So if you don't have 2 scrap cards or 2 dice, I assume that means you have to discard a part. Alright. Well, that could be bad. We'll slide that up there. Alright. I think enemies are pretty well shuffled. Need to also shuffle up the parts now. Special skills. Alright, power turn. Can use it on a 5. Now my other skill is on a 5, so maybe I don't want this one. Move 2 enemies to any section. Then set 2 dice in your pool to the face of your choice. Okay, that could be useful. Battering ram on a 6. Reroll all the die placed here. What? All? Why did I say all? Reroll the die placed here and deal damage to an enemy in front equal to the result. You expect to give one enemy 3.5 damage, minus shields. Not that useful. Downshift on a 3. Move up to 3 enemies counterclockwise and deal 1 damage each. This damage ignores shields. Alright, so a ram you can do to enemies in various locations. Okay. And lucky maneuver, also a 6. Reroll the die placed here and remove damage from a part of your choice equal to the result. Okay, so you expect to heal 3.5 damage. Alright. 5 is the one I like best, but my other skill is also on a 5. So if I didn't do that one, I think it would be lucky maneuver. So to do some repairing. Well, okay. Power turn, though, it also is on a 5. I could always turn another die to a 5 if I ever wanted to use reallocate. Yeah, I like the lucky maneuver, but we'll go power turn. Alright, so 5s are good. Alright, these go back. Alright, and the chapter consists of 3 rounds. Each round has 2 phases, the wreckage phase and the run phase. First wreckage phase, we get 8 part cards. And I'm playing on expert difficulty, so I don't start with any scrap. Ooh, insane pyro rod. I like that one. Spinning blades are good for ramming. Ooh, flamethrower, always a good one. Air breaker, you can adjust 1 die, and on a 3, deal 3 damage to 1 vehicle. Alright, I like these 2. Insane pyro rod. If you roll exactly a 4, you can deal 6 damage to 1 vehicle, but you also deal 2 damage to this part. But that's good for bosses, wherever. Oh, they're over here. Each one of them would almost get knocked out in 2 hits. So flamethrower, that one. What else do we have here? Safety cannon. No, I don't care about that. You can save dice for later, but you can deal only 1 damage. Don't care. Although it's easy to build, you can build it with 2 dice that add up to 7. Stormbringer, it just deals 3 damage. And it only activates on a 6. That's no good. Sharing is caring. You got to do some repairs. Move 1 vehicle. Deal 2 damage on exactly a 5. On a 6, so anything higher than this, so a 6, you only do these things. So just repair and move an enemy vehicle. Spinning blades deal 2 damage on a 3 or higher, and on exactly a 3. Move 2 cars. Also, no matter where you put it, it's going to help with ramming. But, I don't know if I want to use that. Okay. Yeah, I want these. These can let me re-roll. You know, one thing I'm not sure about. Alright, well, I get all these dice. Which, okay, I currently could build... Oh, that was a 4. I currently can build both of these and an upgrade for the parts that are starting on my vehicle. But I'd have to roll 3 red dice, and that could be bad. Okay, I can discard any of these part cards to re-roll dice, but what I'm not remembering, and I didn't look into it when I played previous chapters, is so if I use say these 3 of a kind to build this, because flamethrower needs 3 of a kind, I use 1 red die, I have to roll this and then do what this says. But can I discard one of these to re-roll the die I'm rolling here? Alright, let's see. Using red dice. Red dice are unstable, blah, 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 blah. Reroll. In order to make sets work, you may re-roll your dice, blah, blah, blah. Huh. So it doesn't say. But it does say you can discard one of these to re-roll any of these dice you want in order to make sets work. Rolling a red die to do this, that's not to make a set work, so I don't think I can do that. Alright, so if I have no scrap because I'm starting on, because I'm playing on expert. On normal mode, I would start with 2 scrap. On expert mode, I'd start with 4 scrap. Excuse me, on easy mode, I would start with 4 scrap. On expert, you get nothing. So a red die on a 4, 5, or 6 will make me have to discard some dice or lose a part on my car. So I'm thinking I go for the flamethrower and the pyro rod. Each one of these is going to require me to roll a red. And, well, at that point, I probably will have to discard 1 or both of these dice and then won't get to install the third, do an upgrade. Miller, my driver, has a special ability that once per round, I can do one of the upgrades for just a pair of matching dice instead of what they actually require, which is on the back. This one requires 4 of a kind. Alright, let's get some wine. Well, I have these 6 rerolls. I'm thinking, maybe I reroll this 4, and if it comes up a 4 or a 5, I can just use whites for one of them, and then not roll any red dice yet. Let's just go for it. Alright, so 3 to install the flamethrower, and then another 3 to install that, the insane pyro rod. Now the question is, where does the flamethrower go? I want to put something on the back. I don't want any vehicles back here attacking me. They'll go straight to the core and damage it, and that cannot be repaired. So I'm thinking pyro rod's going to go back on one of these 2 spots. Thinking pyro rod's going to go there, flamethrower's going to go here. But I have to do these one at a time. Flamethrower first. I have to, alright, so those dice are used. I have to roll this. No 4, 5, or 6. 2, no effect. Okay, and then now I install that. I have to re-roll a red die. 6. Discard 2 dice or scrap cards, or discard a part up from your vehicle. Well, alright, 2 dice. And that's it. Okay, first run phase. 2 vehicles on 2 enemies on each side of my rhino hide. Alright, 2 in the front, nothing special, but that has a bomb. Nothing special there. They each have 6 shields, no Excuse me, 6 armor, no shields. Sick Child, that's one of the new ones. No, it's not. Roll the current red die, deal single damage equal to its result. Alright, so deal damage to a single target. Add a new enemy to the rear section. Okay, 2 in the rear. Alright, place the current red die on a part's empty slot and do not activate it, so this would make me not be able to use one of my parts. Alright, and then 2 over here, nothing special, nothing special. Okay. Six armor, 1 shield, 5 armor, 1 shield, 6 armor, 6 armor, 5 armor, 1 shield, 2 armor, 2 shield, and 5 armor, 1 shield. One of them with a bomb. If I don't deal exactly 6 damage to this, it explodes, and it'll do some amount of damage to every part on that side. I don't remember how much. I think it's just 1. Any of the enemies, if you kill them exactly, you get to keep the enemy as scrap, and then it can be used as whatever on here. So like this one, a 1. It can be used as a die with a result of a 1 on it later. So, want to kill enemies exactly. Alright. So that's what's out there. And any amount of shielding blocks damage. So 2 shielding means if I hit it for 2 damage, it blocks both of them. So like this thing, the most I can do is 2 damage. That wouldn't even hurt it. But if I shoot it for 3 damage, well, this would block 2 of it, and then I do 1 damage to it. I want to make use of my flamethrower. On exactly a 4, it deals 3 damage to every vehicle on the side I'm shooting. So either all vehicles in the front or all vehicles on the right. That's going to be my go-to. Well, and my horn. Alright. White dice are for me. Red dice are for enemies. Alright, first thing I do is choose one of these red dice to activate enemies. If I choose the 3, then I have to find an empty slot with a 3 on it. So there or here. And then every vehicle that has a 3 activates. So this one would shoot one of these parts for 2 damage. This one would be, well, I'd have to re-roll it, and whatever I get, it deals one of these parts that much damage. Nothing I have has shielding right now. If I choose the 6, none of them have a 6, so instead I would roll this. I'm playing it over here. I'd roll it and do whatever it says over here. On a 1, remove 3 damage from each enemy. Okay. 2, remove 2 damage from each enemy. 3, remove 1 damage from each enemy. 4, 5, or 6, take a card from your scrap pile and add it as an enemy to the front section. Ooh. Okay, this sounds rough. Well, I don't take any damage, but I remove damage from them. 4, 5, or 6, those are bad. Unless you have a nice piece of scrap that you can just put in the front and immediately kill it. And then you can kill it exactly, get a perfect kill on it, and then, well, you have it as scrap again. Alright, so 3, 4, or 6. Alright. 4 is just this one. It shoots this for 2 damage. You know what? Oh, actually, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do this, because none of them have any damage right now, so 1, 2, and 3 will do nothing, and I don't have any scrap, so 4, 5, and 6 will do nothing. Okay, so yeah, we'll use the 6 over here, roll it, and 4. Okay, I take one of my pieces of scrap, which I don't have, and make it an enemy up here. Okay. Ooh. This combination right here would be nice. I could fire the flamethrower, then reallocate to move this somewhere else, change the die to whatever I want, and then use that part. And then this would be open again, so then I could use my other 4. Problem is, I want all the vehicles there to do that. So that's a great roll, but I can only hit 2 enemies. I want to hit a lot more than that. Alright, so... Alright, and then these get saved. They'll get re-rolled in a minute. I have to use at least 1 white die. I can use up to 3. Each of the 3... The enemies are going to get 3 chances to go. And after each time they go, I have to spend at least 1 die. Whoops, that was 4. So if I used 3 this time, then next red die I have to use 1. Last red die I have to use 1. Alright. Now I could still use the flamethrower. I'd want to get as many vehicles I can together. So let's see. No, to activate any part, so yeah, you need to have the same number on there or higher, and then you cover it up, and now it's used. And it can't be used again until the die gets removed. Whether I can do with reallocate, or once all 8 dice get used, if I haven't killed enough enemies yet, then take them all off, roll them again. If I have something higher than 4, I can put that on here, but then I only activate this part. So I would deal 1 damage to every vehicle on this side or this side. 4 is better because I get the extra 2 damage. Alright, so yeah, I can still use that. I could just do some ramming to get more enemies over there. So if I say rammed these vehicles, you can place any die on ram. And when you ram one side, and all the vehicles on that side, you get to move them either clockwise or counterclockwise. You can move them all to the same section or split them up. So I can move all them over here and then ram on this side to move all them up here. And then I can fire off my flamethrower or even my horn, but probably flamethrower. When I ram any barbed wire with the red on here, that will deal 1 damage to 1 vehicle, ignoring shields. So ram on here, I get to deal 1 of these 1 damage. I would choose this one, I think. And then when they're all over here and I ram, I get to deal 2 damage. I can deal 2 to 1 vehicle or split it up and do 2 separate vehicles for 1 damage. Alright. Which, if I deal 1 damage to this, then the flamethrower will kill this. Nothing else could be killed. And then I think maybe I also do 1 damage to this. Now the one disadvantage of this is then all the cars are in front. But that means 2 2s, 2 5s. So if I roll just a 2 and a 5, or 2 2s or 2 5s, well, I will have 2 enemies attacking in the front. Well, yeah, alright, we're going to do that. Okay, so 2 dice are being used to ram. Alright, so ram all these over here, then ram everything up there. And the damage we're dealing is on the first ram 1 to this, and then on the second ram 1 to each of these. Those are all the ones with shielding that can block some damage. Alright. Okay, and then I'll activate my flamethrower. Okay, so that attacks on exactly a 4, Hits everything for 3 damage, although this one, and this one all block some. This one blocks 2, so it only takes 1 damage. That gives it 2 total, which is exactly what its armor is, so that is a perfect kill, and I have it for scrap. These each block 1, so they take 2 damage. And they have 5 armor each, so they're both 2 away from getting a perfect kill. These each have 6 with no armor, and they all take 3 damage. So if I'm able to use the flamethrower again while they're all here, I would kill every single one of these perfectly. Alright, so if I'd played on normal mode, instead of spending 2 dice to ram, I would have had 2 scrap available, and I could have used those to ram to get them up here, and then I could have done what I said, was place a 4 there, reallocate to move it, and then place the other 4 there and get perfect kills on every single one of these, and then the round would almost be over, because all I have to do is, once all 8 dice have been placed, if there are 2 or fewer vehicles remaining, enemy vehicles, then I get away from them and I move on to the next round. So yeah, this would have been a great roll if I'd been playing on normal. It'd be over already, and I'd have 7 pieces of scrap. Well, I'd still have to go through the last 2 rolls, but it would be basically over. Alright, so that's it. Now we re-roll the remaining dice. Alright, ooh, 1s. Well, there are 2 1s. Alright, so I have to play a 1, because that's all I have, and then, I have a 1 and a 2. That's no good. I also have a 3 I can use. Now, I'm going to move the bosses over here so I don't mix them up with scrap. Alright. Well, I have to use a 1. Put it on any of these. Doesn't matter too much. Whatever. We'll put a 1 here. So this one can be activated twice. If, let's say that one weren't there. If there were already a 1 on here, well then, I have nowhere to put a 1, so then I just have to roll it over here. Which, a 1 would be terrible if I rolled a 1, because then all these would have 3 damage removed. I'd be back to where I started, basically. Alright, so we're placing 1 on there. Alright, so this one's going to shoot me for 3 damage on one of these. And then this is going to shoot one of these for 1 damage and one for 2 damage. And since I have no shielding anywhere yet, I am taking a total of 6 damage. Alright, so shooting for 3. Well, both of these are going to have to be hit, so I guess I'll take the plated pea shooter. 3 damage. 1 more and it's destroyed. But it can be repaired after that. And 2 and 1. I guess we'll do 2 to the flamethrower and 1 to the horn. Nah, other way around. Okay, and then the 2 vehicles that attacked both get to move clockwise. Alright, and then I only get to use, well, I have to use exactly 1 die, but those are no good. A 1 and a 2, I can use 1 to ram. None of my parts get activated on a 1 or a 2. So I can use one of these to ram, or I can spend 1 to re-roll, though that's not useful. I can spend 1 to adjust another die up or down by 1. Not useful, though, because I can't play both of them. Or I can save a die for later so that it doesn't get re-rolled. Which actually might be useful on the 1. But, don't think so. I think I may as well just ram. Although, what do I ram? could just ram these vehicles to get them up here. So that they're all set up so that, well, if I get a 6, I can at least use my horn and shoot everything except this car. But then I'm also putting the front in more danger. And then I'll get to give 1 damage to one of these. Yeah, I think we'll. All right, I think we'll ram. Yeah, let's just get them all together. All right, so ram, they're up here. I get to do 1 damage to one of these. The one that's 6 armor and 1 shield. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on this one. If I get lucky and get to use the horn, that'll be a perfect kill on this one. Nothing else will get killed yet. Alright, reroll these. 6. Ooh, I got a 6. I can use the horn. But there are no 6s out here, so I have to roll. I might have to remove some of their damage. Ugh. Ooh. Yeah, they're going to have some damage removed, or this becomes another enemy. Great. Okay. 6. Alright, this is now an enemy in the front again. Well, that's alright, I'll just kill it again. Okay, so that got used. And then 6. Well, yes, I'm using the horn. Alright, so using the horn, I deal 2 damage to all of them, although shielding will block some. And then I get to take a ramming action. And they're all going to get rammed over to here. Okay, and they're all going to be very close to death. Almost all. Alright, this has 2 shield, so it doesn't take any damage. This has 1 shield, so it only takes 1. This takes 2, so it's up to 5. It's 1 away from a perfect kill. Same here. Same here. This has 1 shield, so it takes 1 damage, giving it 5. Perfect kill. 1 shield, so it takes 1 damage. It's up to 4, and then this one takes 2 damage, so it's up to 5. 1 away from a perfect kill. Because all those have 6 armor. But, alright, so that's all the dice I'm going to be re-rolling. If I get a 5 or a 6, I can shoot them all for 1 damage with the flamethrower instead of shooting for 3 damage, and then perfect, 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 perfect. Oh, yes. But also, then, they all moved over here because of the ramming action. I get to do 1 damage to somebody. I feel like I should finish off this one. Alright, so 1 damage ignoring shield. That gave it 5 damage. Perfect kill. Okay. Alright, all 8 dice have been placed. There are more than 2 enemy vehicles left, so we now re-roll the dice and do it again. Alright, I like my 5 and 6. Flamethrower can kill all these. Oh, I didn't there it is. Didn't re-roll that one. Okay, here we go. 2, and knocked it away, but that was the 6. I remember saying 5 and 6. Alright, 2, 4, 5. Okay, 2 is just this one. Ooh. It would hit each of these for 3 damage. I don't think I want to do that. 4. This one, it would shoot one of these parts for 2 damage. I would take the flamethrower. And that's the only 4. 5. This would hit each of these for 1 damage. This is destroyed. And the shot to here would actually hit my core for 1 damage. Not repairable. That's the only 5. So, taking the 4. Alright, so shoot 1 part for 2 damage. We'll take the flamethrower. It has 5 armor, so it still has 2 left. And can we end this right now? Yeah, I believe so. Well, I still have to go through the rest of the dice. But I can take out all except for this one right now. I can do one shot with a flamethrower and then a couple rams. This is dead. Or I could use the insane pyro rod and kill this thing. That would be a perfect kill. If I use exactly a 4, which I don't currently have, but on oh wait, this is supposed to move. Forgot to move it after it fired on me. But an insane pyro rod would kill this perfectly because it has 5 armor and 1 shield. So if I deal 6 damage, that's a perfect kill. But I need a 4 for that. It's alright. Well, I think I'm going to start off with a ram to get this this back over here. Yeah, get them all together, and then I want to end up with them not on this side, too much damage. Maybe over here. I have these two. So here's what I can do. I can ram, fire the flamethrower, and then maybe use one of my scrap to ram again, and then maybe use the horn. I don't know. Let's see. Well, first, ram 1 damage to this one. 1 would be a perfect kill on this, but I don't want to do that. That's a waste. The flamethrower is going to do that. Oh, I guess I need to place my die from ramming. Flamethrower. We're going to use the 5. No. I do have reallocate and power turn. Wait. Hang on. Let me go back. I forgot about my new skill. Let's take that damage off. Take that off. I could use the 5 on power turn. I can move 2 enemies to any section I want, so I could do this. Then, set 2 dice in your pool to the face of your choice. Well, I could turn 1 to a 4 and 1 to a 5. I don't want a 4, though. No, I want to do an extra 1 so that I only deal 1 damage and get perfect kills on these. But I could also set, well, I could just set 1 of these to a 5 so that after I use the flamethrower, then I can reallocate and move 1 off the flamethrower so that I can shoot it again if I roll a 4. But I'll also have a 4 from this thing. Yeah, let's do this instead. Alright. So, saving these, they're going to get re-rolled. So no, I'm using power turn. Move 2 vehicles, and then, yeah, I readjusted 1 of the dice. Well, it said set 2 to the face of your choice, but whatever. I assume I can do 1. Besides, I can turn this to a 4 if I wanted. Alright, and then I'm going to use the 6 to fire off the flamethrower. Deals just 1 damage to each of these, so these are all dead with a perfect kill, and all of the other 3 have shields, so they do not get hurt. So those are all perfect kills. So now I have 6 pieces of scrap. Okay, then I can reallocate. I can take this off of here, move it to another part, set the die result to a result of my choice, and activate that part. Well, the only way I can actually attack them at all is to move it to here and use the pea shooter. So if I turn this to a 4 and put it there, I can shoot 1 of these for 2 damage. Well, 1 damage, or 0 damage. But it does free up the 4, so that I can then immediately turn around and fire this off. Fire off the flamethrower and deal 3 damage to these. Well, 1, 2, and 2. Do I want to do that? I think I wait until I see what my next roll is. So maybe I'll get lucky and get a 4, and then I can fire the flamethrower without using scrap. Hopefully I don't roll a 3. Now, I also said something about ramming. I could spend 2 cards of scrap to ram twice and kill this. Or I wait, take my chances. Hopefully I don't roll 2 3s. Yeah, alright. So, yeah, we're going here with reallocate. Alright, on a 4, I deal 2 damage to one of these. Well, these are basically the same. They each have 1 shield and 5 armor left. That I won't even hurt because it has 2 shield. So 1 damage to either of these. That one. I'd rather have a 3 for scrap than a 1. Okay. 2 and a 6. Oh, I got a 4. Perfect. So 2 and a 6. Either way, I have to roll, and this might get some damage taken away. That really wouldn't be too bad. It's just 1 vehicle. Or one of these goes up here, becomes a new enemy. Well, alright. We're going to place the 6. And what do we get? 4. Alright, so one of these goes up to the top. Well, I have these that are all 6s with no shielding, or these. Alright, we'll take this one. Alright, so now I only have 5 pieces of scrap. That's okay. I have 2 and a 4. I can only use 1. What? Oh yeah, I used that up there. Alright. Still have 1 die for the last round. Okay. Well, I'm going to use the flamethrower. Yeah, I can just not worry about that one. Use the flamethrower on these 3. Okay. If I use the flamethrower twice, these will both be perfect kills. This will be 1 away. I think that's the best way to go. And to use the flamethrower twice is if I use both of these. Alright, so a scrap, I can use that as instead of a die on any of these. It doesn't take up the spot, but you have to have a spot available. I can't use this to activate the pea shooter because there's already a die here. But I can use it to activate this, and it's exactly 4, so I'll deal 3 damage to every vehicle on this side. Alright, and then that's spent. Let's put that over here. Okay, so 1 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage. Okay, and then now I'll use the actual 4 to use it again. 1 damage, perfect kill, 2 damage, perfect kill, and then 2 to that one, it's 1 away from death. Okay, and then, well, I'm still going to have 1 more die. Wherever it ends up, because if it attacks me, it'll move over here. So whether it's here or here, I can just ram it and kill it. Although, if I have to roll a die for this, well, some of its damage might go away. Well, oh well. At the very least, unless I have to put another vehicle up here, it'll be over as soon as these 2 dice are placed. Alright, 3 and a 4. Whoops, that was a 4. No 3s, so yep, I have to do this and gain another vehicle, or this loses some damage. I'd rather have the lost damage right now. 6. Nope, no dice. We're going to put this one back. The one with 2 shields. Okay, now I have 3 vehicles to kill again. However, I can ram this one. Oh, wait, hang on. No, it's over as soon as I ram this. So what do I not want for scrap? I have 2 3s, 2 2s, a 5, and a 1. I'd rather lose one of the 2s, so we'll put this up here. Because all I'm going to do is use this to ram, deal 1 damage to this, perfect kill. And then all 8 dice have been played. there are 2 or fewer enemies left. So they go away, and that's it. Round 2. I get 7 part cards. Timeout. Ooh, you need 4 of a kind to build it. I'd also want to do some repairs. Oh, Spike Rammer needs to go right here, but that spot's taken already. If you want to utilize all the ramming capability. Alright, 7 new parts I can build. I'm definitely doing some upgrades. I want to upgrade the horn. These I can repair, well, or the horn, if I upgrade it, that will repair it. Let's take these off. Well, alright, let's do the rolling too. But this time, in addition to these 8 dice, I can also use these. So like my special ability that once per round I can upgrade a piece, say the siphon horn, I can do that with just a pair. Well, I could use these 2 3s to upgrade this. Alright. Couple 5s, 1, 2, 4, 3 3s. And do I want any of these things? Spike Rammer, you need 4 consecutive dice. Well, I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I could build it, but yeah, its best spot is here, already taken, and it just does 3 damage, or you can discard the part to deal 4 to 7 damage instead, so that you can get a perfect kill on something. But it costs 4 dice to build it, and I want 1 die for each of these for repairs, or I could upgrade the plated pea shooter and the horn. Then the damage would go away from both of them, but I want something for this. And during the wreckage phase, a number higher than the number on here, you repair 2 damage. The number exactly, you repair all damage. So if I use this 4, that's fully repaired, or this one. If I used a 5, 2 gets repaired. And still, if I use red dice, I have to discard dice or scrap cards, or discard a part from my vehicle. So red dice can still be very dangerous. Well, half the time they're dangerous. Peacemaker. You hit 2 enemies for 1 damage each, or on exactly a 3, and you can activate it twice during a turn. On a 3, you hit the 2 enemies for 2 damage. Okay, so 2 enemies for 2 damage. Timeout, you deal 1 to 3 damage, and you can do a little repairing. You need 4 of a kind to build it. Peacemaker, you need 3 of a kind. Cloudburst, the only advantage this has is it only takes a pair of dice, matching dice, to build. Well, alright, so if you use this, what you do is you actually take a die off from where you've placed it. And then, well, I think then you could use it again. Let me make sure. Remove a placed die from one of your parts or an enemy car. No, I don't think you gotta use it again. Let me make sure. Does it say a little more in here? I've really never used that ability. I think this is the only place it says. But like if you removed an enemy die, well, it doesn't mean now you have to place another enemy die. That wouldn't make any sense. So if you remove it from one of your parts, I don't think you get to use it again. But you remove it, so now that spot's open, you can use it again. Use that part again, not the die. I don't see anything showing that ability. Other than here, on the quick reference. Alright, maybe it's back here. I don't think so. Okay. So that's not clear to me, but I'm going to say I can't use it again. I mean, oh, and then you can move an enemy vehicle on exactly a 1. You can also re-roll as many dice you want that haven't been placed yet. All right, Leech Cannon. Okay, Leech Cannon's nice. You hit a target for 3 and you repair for 3 if it's exactly 5. A 6 just damages 1 vehicle for 3. It costs dice adding up to 14 to build. So 3 or more dice, well, here's 14. Okay, Smokescreen. Yeah, I don't care about that one. Oh, that's pretty similar to Cloudburst. You need 3 consecutive dice, but it does deal 3 damage instead of re-rolling dice. Eh. It does at least, if I put it back here, give me some more ramming ability. Stay back. I don't think I've seen this one before. Activate on a 3 or a 4. Shoot 2 enemies for 1 damage each, and then save 2 dice for the next turn without having to re-roll them. So, enemy die, my die, whatever. Okay. I don't really like any of these. Maybe Leech Cannon to do some repairing. Although it's another 5, and both my skills are already 5s. Well, alright, let's see. These will build the Leech Cannon. These would upgrade my Siphon Horn, which I definitely want to get that. If I upgrade the Siphon Horn, it'll now have 5 armor instead of 4, and 1 shield. And then the other stuff it does, instead of just shooting for 2 damage to all the vehicles in front, it will also let me adjust 1 die plus or minus 1. And then you still ram them, but also every enemy that you damage with the ramming action, you get to repair 1. Right now it would only be 1 enemy, but still. Alright, so I want to use 2 on that, and then I still have 3 more dice. 1, 2, 3, I could build Smokescreen if I really wanted. Although that's more red dice I have to worry about. Stay back. I could put that in front, and then I have more ramming in the front for when I use the Siphon Horn. I probably would never use stay back, but it's also good to just have parts everywhere. Peacemaker needs 3 of a kind. I can also use these. Well, alright, let's do this. Let's build the Leech Cannon. I'm going to put it in the rear. I guess back here. Just to fill up another spot. But then that's a red one, so I have to roll that. So those have been used. 4. Alright, discard 1 die or scrap card. Or 1 part. Oh yeah, I also want to repair. Okay. Alright, we'll lose a die. One of the reds. That was a 3. Okay, gonna use these to upgrade this. Alright, I still have 2 dice and these. So do I build another part? Or I can use each one of these for re-rolls and try to get a 4 on this to do some healing. This is the only one I could build, but I need a pair. No matter what, I need to re-roll. So, all right, we'll spend one of these. Well, that's the only one I can build without using scrap. And I'll spend these if I need to, but I don't know. Well, all right, I could use one of the ones. Ones aren't very useful. And build the smoke screen with 1, 2, 3, but I will have to roll again. 50% chance I'll lose some scrap. And then I won't have repaired anything. But I have Leech Cannon that can repair, Siphon Horn that can repair. Alright, so do I want to do that? Any of these parts I probably won't ever use other than the ones that give me some ramming. So, well, I guess Smokescreen possible. You can deal 3 damage on a 1. And remove a die from a part so you can reuse the part. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and build a Smokescreen. So I spend that scrap, but now I might lose some scrap. 6 again. Alright, every roll for here so far has been bad. Alright, I have to lose 2 scrap because I don't have any dice left to lose. So, 1 and a 2. Damn, down to 3 scrap. That sucks. But it's better than 0. Alright, that sucked. Okay, run phase. 1 in the front, 1 on the right, 2 on the left, 3 in the back. 1 in the front, 1 on the right. Deals 1 extra damage when attacking the core. 2 on the left. Deal 1 extra damage for each scrap in your pile. Alright, so this attacks me. Currently it would deal 5 damage. This one, roll the current red die, deal single damage equal to its result, so this deals random damage. Alright, and then 3 in the back, extra damage to the core. Another one where it deals extra damage from scrap. And nothing special. Alright. So, round 2, next round the boss. The bosses come out. Alright, 5s and 2. Alright, so I will be activating enemies. There's only 1 2, but that's the one that will currently deal 5 damage. 2 5s. This one will hit 2 parts in the back, 1 for 3, then 1 for 2. This one, I have to roll the die and deals random damage to one of these. Okay. If this one shoots for 5 damage, well, it won't kill anything, but the Leech Cannon or Insane Pyro Rod will be 1 away from getting killed. Alright. Okay, Alright, so deal 2 damage, 3 damage, and then random damage. Expect 3.5. Alright, so I expect 8.5 damage if I do 5, or it's exactly 5 damage if I do 2, but the 5 is on 1 part. Can't spread it around at all. Yeah, I'm going to do that one. It is less damage. I'm going to put it all in the Leech Cannon. Oh, and then this moves over here. Four armor, no shield. 6 armor, no shield, bomb. 5 armor, no shield. 6 armor, no shield, bomb. 3 armor, 2 shield. 6 armor, 1 shield. 3 armor, 2 shield. Okay. So Flamethrower only deals 1 damage to each of those. 2 to this, 3 to the other ones. I could use the Flamethrower with reallocate. I can place one of these dice on a part, use it, and then place reallocate with a 5 to move this to the Flamethrower and change it to a 4. So I could use a Flamethrower this turn. I also want to do some ramming. So to use a Flamethrower, I need to ram, reallocate, place one. I'll have to use one of my scrap. I kind of also like to use the leech cannon to do some healing. Alright, what do we want to do? Wait, what did I say I need 4? Place one on something, ram, and then reallocate also activates the flamethrower. Alright, I need 3 dice for that. Or scrap. Oh, that's right. I was thinking 4 because so I'd ram twice to get everything up here except for this one. So ram these over to here, ram all of them up to there. Well, maybe I just don't worry about that. No, it's not a rerun. Sorry, I didn't see your message whenever you put it there. Where's a timestamp? Ah. Oh, missed that message by at least 10 minutes. Oh well. Wasn't paying attention. Alright, but yeah, somebody asked me, can I turn on donations? Well, I don't have enough subscribers for that. Or I assume he meant super chats or whatever. Alright. So, yeah, I think maybe we just get these up here and shoot at them. Because, yeah, I don't have great scrap for using these things. I mean, I could use this on the leech cannon, but I don't think so. Alright, so if I ram... use something, maybe plated pea shooter, smoke screen. Well, okay, if I use smoke screen, I can shoot one of them for 3 damage. I could shoot this one for 3 damage. I could ram... Well, no, that's using 4 again. Alright, well, let's say I did that. I could use smoke screen. I can shoot this one for 3 damage. I also have to move a car, so that goes over there. And I can take a die off a part, but I won't have one yet. Okay, and then I ram to ram this other one over here. I can deal 2 damage to this. Okay, then these are over here. Then I use one of my dice to ram all of them up here. Then I use this to reallocate so that I can use a flamethrower, and I'll deal 2 damage from this. If I do 1 to this, and 1 to... No, they have 2 shield. If I deal 2 to one of these, then the flamethrower will kill that one. And the other one takes 1 damage, this takes 2 damage, this takes 3 damage. No. This one I shot with the smoke screen. These will be perfect kills from the flamethrower. And this would be a perfect kill if I deal 2 damage to it. Okay, and then this is 1 away from death. This will be 2 away with 2 shield. This will be 4 away with 2 shields. Alright, so that'll require using up 1 of my scrap. I'll get 3 back, and there will only be 4 enemies left. And I'll get a 2, a 3, and a 5 for spending a 3. I think that's probably worth it. Alright, we're doing that. Okay, so smoke screen shoots this for 3 damage. I'm just going to remember it has 3. and then I ram. Everything's over here. This now has 2 damage, so each of these is 3 away from getting killed, so when I use the flamethrower, they're both dead. Perfect kills. Alright, they're over there, and then I ram. I deal 2 damage, so I can split it up and deal 1 to each of these, or 2 to one of them so I can kill it. And you know what? I think I want to kill this one, not this one. Alright, so I'm going to deal 2 to this from the ram. Everything's up here. And then I use reallocate to move 1 die that from a part and put it on another part and put it on whatever side I want. So 4, flamethrower will hit these and these for 3 damage, and yeah, these are all perfect kills, so now I have more scrap. And then this takes just 1 damage because it blocks 2. The next one takes 2 damage, and then the third one takes 3 damage. Okay. And 4, 5, or 6 will activate an enemy. Or if I don't roll 4, 5, or 6, I have to do one of these, one of these things. All right. Okay, I think that was good. Back to 5 scrap. I rolled 2 3s, so I have to do one of these things. Okay, and I got a 2 and a 4. All right, not ideal. Well. All right, so I have to play one of these up here, and either they lose some damage, or hello. Or I take one of my scrap and add it up here as another enemy, which wouldn't be terrible. 6, okay. One of these becomes an enemy. I'm thinking this one. Or maybe Waster Warrior. That's probably better. Well, no. Alright, so Burnt Again shoots everything for 1 damage. So if it's up here and it shoots me, this takes 1 damage. This blocks the damage. And then there's nothing here that would go to my core. It has 6 armor, though. Waster Warrior only has 5. I don't want the one that deals extra damage for my scrap, because that can be lots of damage. This one does random damage. So these 2, and I'd rather have the 5, so just in case I end up not killing this one, let's put the 3. This is Wreckland Run. This is a solo-only game. You're in a desert wasteland, running away from enemies with your Mad Max type car and having to kill them. The base game has 7 chapters. I'm on chapter 5 right now. All right. So let's see. So yeah, that got used. They got a new enemy. Save that, and then I have to use 1 white die, and I have my scrap. Flamethrower's already used up right now. I'd like to use a siphon horn, but I need a 6. Can't do anything good. I can shoot off the pea shooter and hit this for 2 damage. That's about all I can do. This must have 2 players. Nope, this is solo only. Even says on there this is part of Renegade's Solo Hero series. All right. Well, I guess I may as well shoot them. I can also do some repairing. I could use the 4 to repair this for 2 damage, but I don't think that's worth it. We'll just shoot at it. Alright, so I deal 2 damage to this. 1 for activating it, and an extra 1 for doing exactly 4. Alright, so... Alright, shot that one for 2. Okay. Playing alone is a bit sad. Nah. Alright, 1. None of them are 1s, so I have to do this again. When I got a 5. Okay. Alright, well, let's see. What does the enemy do? 2. Remove 2 damage from each enemy. That stinks. Alright, they're almost back to full health. Okay, that got used, and now I have my 5. Power turn, I can move 2 enemies to any section, and then set 2 dice in my pool to the face of my choice. Well, I don't have any dice left. You know what, that might have been better than reallocate. I don't know. Earlier. Alright, so that's no good. I ram? I mean, I could use smoke screen. The only thing that can do for me is... Oh, wait. No, I don't have any 4s. I was going to say, if I played smoke screen, I can at least move something off of a vehicle. I could take that off, and then I can use that if I had a 4 for scrap. I do not. So... I guess ram. Except I only do 1 damage or 1 damage, so I don't get to do a whole lot. Well, let's at least get all the enemies together. So we'll ram the front and send everybody over here. Alright, so they're still there in range of my flamethrower, and I deal 1 damage to the one that has 2 shields. Okay. Alright, well, all 8 dice have been placed. There's still more than 2 enemies left, so we re-roll all of them and do it again. Missing 1. That was a 4. Alright, 2, 4, 5 for the enemies. Well, now I get some 6s. Okay, 2, 4, 5 for the enemies. 2, 4, and 5 are all out here. There's 1 of each, so activate 1 of these. This will hit me for 6 damage because it does 1 extra for each piece of scrap. No. 4. Okay, it hits 2 things, 1 for 3, 1 for 2, and then which something will be destroyed, and it deals extra damage to the core. Okay, or the 5. That's the one that deals random damage. I'm taking my chances with that. Well, I have to roll this, and then it does 1 of these parts, whatever I roll. So good chance something gets, well, 50% chance something gets destroyed. 3. Nope, nothing got destroyed. Well, we'll deal the 3 to the smoke screen. So, almost killed it. It has 4. Alright. And then this moves clockwise. Okay. These I can place 1 to 3 dice. And I have my scrap. So, okay. I could use a 5 on power turn. So if I use power turn, I move 2 enemies to any section. I could move this one back here and then 1 of them somewhere else. And I can set 2 dice to anything I want. So I could say set 1 of these to a 4, so I can use the flamethrower. I can hit all of them, and then I also have 6s. I could use the siphon horn if I spend also 1 scrap to ram everybody up here. If I do that, perfect kill. Perfect kill. The ram will give that one a perfect kill. And then, yeah, I can kill this too. Oh, wait a minute. Alright, this will get moved up here, but then I also have to move another vehicle. But this is pretty good. I can get close to killing all of them. Alright. So let's see. The plan was power turn. I'm going to set one of these as a 4, and then, well, you know what, set both of these as 4s. Yeah, why not? Okay, but yeah, that was part of it. The other part is move 2 enemies to any section. So I am going to move this one here. Okay, and then which one of these moves up there? This one I need to use rams to help kill it. Or I move it here and I don't worry about killing that one. Flamethrower is killing this. Flamethrower and horn will kill this. Flamethrower horn will put this one away from death. So the ram from here, or when I use the siphon horn, can kill that. This will take 3 damage from those two, and it takes 6 to kill because it has that one shield. So, alright, I'm thinking these 2 I don't kill, but I can kill all 3 of these. And then maybe also these at some point with the rest of my dice. Okay, so I'll get 3 perfect kills, and then I'll get all these for scrap, but I will have to spend 1 scrap. Yeah, that sounds good. Alright, so I used that, and then flamethrower. Okay, so, well, 3 damage to this, that's 4. That's what it takes to get a perfect kill on this one. And now I have a 6 for scrap, I like that. 3 to this. 3 to this one. Only 2 to this one. Okay, and then we're going to use the 1 to ram. So these get rammed to the front. I deal 1 damage to 1 vehicle, and that was going to be this one. And ramming ignores shields. That doesn't have shields. And then I'm going to use my siphon horn. Alright, so I shoot all these for 2. I get to adjust 1 die by 1. Well, that doesn't really matter because I can't place any more dice. These are all going to get re-rolled. And then I take a ramming action. For each vehicle that I hit, I get to repair 1. Okay, so... well, I shoot for 2. This has 2 shields, so no effect. This takes 2, and that gives me 5 total. Perfect kill. This takes 2. That gives me 6 total. That's a perfect kill on it. And this one takes 1. Alright, I have 3, 4, 5, and 6 for scrap. Alright, and then they get rammed. I'm thinking... I can put them over here so that I have 2 ramming damage, potentially. Or I can put them over here, but I mean, I've already used the flamethrower. Yeah, I think I'm putting them over here. And I could split them up, but I'll put them both here. Alright. Plus, I haven't taken any damage on this side. Okay. Oh, and the ram also did 1 damage to one of these. Oh, wait, did I already do that? Was that this one, or did it already have a damage? That had 3 from the shots. Shoot. Well, I will get to repair 1 on one of these, but I don't think I put damage yet. The ram does the damage to one of them. We'll do that one. Or did I already put it there? I think I already put it there. Alright. I'm going to say I already put that one there. And then I heal 1. What are we healing? This one I could just get an upgrade, so I'm not going to worry about that. Leech Cannon has 5 damage to it. Well, during Wreckage Phase, if I have exactly a 5, and I could use one of these, that'll repair all of it. Or let's see. Smoke. So one of these two. What does smoke screen activate on? One. I don't know. Let's take one off. No, take one off the flamethrower because that's more valuable. All right. All right. Reroll. 6 and 2. Okay, this has to fire at me. Oh. Shoot. That's the one that deals 1 extra damage for each scrap in my pile. So it hits one of these for 8 damage. So whichever one of these I pick, it destroys. Well, we'll do the pea shooter. Oh, wait a minute. I have 2 dice. I could play the 6. What am I saying? Stupid. All right. 2, yeah, or 6. Well, I'll have to do this. And again, maybe they lose some damage, or another of these becomes an enemy again. All right, so destroyed part, or they get another, well, they heal or get another enemy. I still have 1 more red die I'm going to have to place. I'm taking my chances with this. All right, we get 2. Remove 2 damage from each enemy. Okay. Well, a couple rams, and this is dead. Well, let's see. I got a 1 and a 2. Plus I have all my scrap. I don't have to kill either of these. As soon as all 3 of these are placed, as long as it's still just 2, I'm done with the round. So let's see. Now I can only place 1 of these. Could ram him back here to get him in range of my leech cannon. If I, well, and then I could use the leech cannon. It would fire 3, okay. Well, all right. Let's say I do this. Let's say I ram, they go over here. If I deal 2 damage to this from the ram, then the leech cannon will shoot for 3, minus 2. It'll hit it for 1, but that'll give me exactly 3 for a perfect kill. So then I'd get that scrap back. I'd be replacing a 5 with a 2. But I'd also get a heal, which could come in handy. Am I sad playing solo? No. Not when it's a solo game. You get more puzzling that way. Alright, yeah, let's do that. Going to use 1 to ram. So I'm going to ram this side, and you know, we're going to split them up. This is going here, this one's going to the front, and the 2 ramming damage will both go to this, and then I'm going to leech cannon is a 5. I'm going to use one of my 5 scraps to shoot off the leech cannon. It'll hit this for just 1 damage and get a perfect kill. So now I have that scrap. And then I get a repair for 3 on something. Let's do smoke screen, since that has exactly 3 damage. Okay. Last 2 dice. 1. Ooh, and I got a 1. Alright. So 1, that needs a 5. So, well, hopefully I just remove some damage. 1. Okay. Remove 3 damage from each enemy. Well, alright, we'll take that off. And all I have is this, although I could also use scrap, but I'm not going to be able to kill that. Actually, I could kill it. But it would mean basically trading in this 4 for this 5. I don't think that's worth it. So, what can I do with my 1? Nothing useful. The only thing I can activate is smoke screen. I could do a ram, but that's just going to move this to either side. It won't kill it. So, whatever. Let's say I ram. Okay, this goes over here, and it took 1 damage. And then all 8 dice have been placed. There are 2 or fewer enemies left, so that round's over. Do I stream on any other platforms? Not right now. I'm just I don't know, I'm just doing YouTube. Haven't had much time for a while to do any of this. Just started up again. Okay, so time for round 3. I get 6 part cards. So new parts I can build. I have 1 empty slot left. Okay. Roll all the dice. Ooh, confetti cannon. Alright, so we have 1s. Alright, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I would like to use the 5 to repair the leech cannon fully. 2 1s can upgrade my pea shooter with my driver's special ability. And then do I want any of these? Okay, and then with flamethrower we'll still have a little damage. Well, I could use 1 die to repair the flamethrower. I still have 4 dice, although 3 reds, and my scrap. So do I want any of these? Ooh, explosive pole. Ooh, that one's nice for a boss. All I need is a pair to build it, so like I could do the 2 3s. That would be perfect. And it gives me extra ramming damage in the front. How's it going? How's it going, Biden Joe? I'm good. How are you? It'll help me deal 1 extra damage in the front, and then when I activate it, I can discard this. I can discard the part to deal 2 to 8 damage to a single target instead. So the bosses, they have 13 damage each, so this would do a lot of damage to one of them in 1 shot. I think I want to build that. And that'll fill up my last spot. I don't really care about the rest of these. Confetti cannon's nice for doing more AoE damage, but it's also a 4, so is the flamethrower. I'm thinking this one. Alright, so no, this will be perfect. I'm not going to be, I won't have any threat of losing scrap, because if I use these 2 to build the explosive pole, well, I do have to roll the red die. I got a 1, which says, no effect. Oh, sure. The 1 time it won't hurt me, no effect. Alright, so I built the explosive pole. I'm going to use a pair and use my driver's special ability that I can do 1 of my upgraded parts for the parts I start with for just a pair. I'm going to do this one. So, upgrade the pea shooter to a strong pea. Now it has some shielding, and it has 2 more armor. And if I use it, it also rams. How's the game played? The game has some chapters you play through. Each chapter you go through 3 rounds, where 1 round is building parts and repairing. Or sorry, 1 phase is building parts and repairing, and the other one is attacking some vehicles. And right now I'm on the last round, doing my repairing and building, and then I'm about to fight the boss. And it involves rolling some dice and using them to activate things. All these parts and all the enemies have a die number on there, so you use that to activate it. And while repairing, so leech cannon is almost dead, but if I use a 5, well, I can repair all the damage on it. So I'll use this die to do that, so now that one's used up. I'll use my 4 to repair the flamethrower. And when you use dice, it's best to have exactly what the number is, but you can also do some stuff with a higher number. So a 6, well, you can only use a 6. A 4, well, this had 2 damage on it. When you're repairing, I can use anything higher than a 4, so I could have used this 6 instead to repair 2 damage, which would have been enough. Or if it's exactly a 4, you repair all damage. So I used a 5 on the leech cannon, that repaired everything. The green number on here, so like flamethrower, it has 5. The green number is how much armor it has. Some of them have shielding, so this has 5 armor and 1 shield. That blocks damage when the enemies are attacking. Well, it'll block 1. Alright, well, I still have these 2 dice. I really can't, well, okay. I can also use my scrap as dice, so this counts as a 4, a 6, etc. Now, the only other thing I might want to do is possibly upgrade the other pea shooter, but for that I need 4 of a kind. Well, the only way I can get that is if I discard one of these parts, because I'm not going to build any of these other ones. Well, okay, I could also, if I really wanted, I could build a part on top of this and cover it up. This one requires any 3 dice. This requires dice that sum up to 11, sum up to 15. Confetti cannon requires 3 matching dice. Shield spike, to build it, I need 2 pair. So yeah, I can discard one of these to re-roll, like a confetti cannon. I'm not building it, even though I like it. So I could say, hey, discard that, re-roll the dice that are left. 3. If I do this again and I get another 3, I could actually use these and have 4 of a kind and upgrade that if I want. But I really don't want to use scrap right now. I want to save this. So we're just going to stop there, discard all these, and move on to the boss. So, all right. Run phase of round 3. So there are going to be 3 enemies in the front, 2 in the rear, and then 1 on each side with one of the bosses on each side. The whatever they were, nuts and bolts. Nuts and bolts. All right. So enemies 3 in the front. This one deals random damage. This one just has a bomb, so it'll explode if I don't get a perfect kill on it. 1 on each side. 2 in the rear. Alright. All the enemies have names, like this one's Eat My Dust. Illusion with a pair of Z's. Straight Ballin' and yeah, okay. They all have names. Alright, so this is what I face for the final round. And in the final round, it goes until I kill the bosses or they kill me. But I have no damage anywhere, including my core. I'm not too worried, and I have lots of scrap. So now in the run phase, we roll all 8 dice. The red dice are for enemies. The white dice are for me. Oh, I got lots of 5s. Hey, that was a 5. Now, I have to choose one of the red dice to place to either activate enemy vehicles. So like if I choose a 3, I can put it on one of the enemy vehicles that has a 3. And there are 2 of them. No, sorry, 3 of them. And I would cover up one of the 3 spots on one of those. So if I already had a 3 there and it was the only one, and this was another 3, well, I have nowhere to put a 3 because that's been used already. That was 4. If I choose this, then every enemy with a 3 will attack me. This enemy just fires at 1 part on this side of the vehicle for 3 damage. This fires at 1 for 6. That's one of the bosses. They do a lot of damage. And this one fires... It has a little 3-way shot thing. It fires at every part on this side for 1 damage. So if I use a 3, all of them attack. If I use a 4, this is the only one. Bolts. So on a 4, this is the only one that attacks me, but bolts hits all 3 of these for 3 damage each. So that'll hurt. Or a 5. I have 2 5s. Well, this one is just as bad as bolts. It hits all these for 3 damage, although Siphon Horn will block 1. And this will hit all of these for 1 damage each. Ugh. Alright, so they're all bad. Trying to remember if I do a 3, if there's a particular order you have to go through. I think you can do them in any order. Alright, so I don't like any of those. It would have been nice to get a number they don't have, which I guess would just be 1. Well, 2 wouldn't have been terrible. That doesn't matter. Alright, I'm stuck with these. Alright, 3, 4, or 5. I'm thinking bolts. Each of these takes 3. Well, I'm going to take 9 damage total, although I don't care about the plated pea shooter. The insane pyro rod's nice. And I'll only be doing half the damage to it, although when I use it with a 4, it also takes 2 damage, so that it can deal 6 damage to something. Yeah, like explosive pole and pyro rod, boom, one of the bosses is dead. Although I can't attack a boss unless it's alone. Alright, so what are we doing? Alright, well, if I use a 3, this one that deals 6 damage, it's either dead or down to 1 health. And then this does 1 to each of those, and then this will hit the other one that I don't, well, one of the other 2 for 3. Ugh. Which, if I chose that, it's dead. Although I don't really care about the smoke screen. Alright, so what was it? On a 5, 3 to each of those, 1 to each of these. So on a 5, I take, well, I'll take 11 total damage. 1, 4, 2, and 3. Bolts gives me 9 total damage. That is the least, so I guess I go with that. Alright. Although I don't really like damaging this, but oh well. I don't know how many times I'm actually going to get to use it. Okay. So I used a 4, and then the enemy that activates, or any enemies that attacked me, rotate clockwise. 1 section. Alright, so now that one's in the front. Alright, so now it's my turn. Now I get to place, I have 5 dice. First round I can place 1 to 3. So I could just do 1 and then save some for later. Or I could do up to 3. If I do all 3, then I re-roll these and then play 1 red and then 1 white, and then 1 red, then 1 white, after another re-roll. I can also use any of these for scrap. I mean, I can also use any of these as a matching die. And with 6 of them, I can probably do lots of damage right now. Unfortunately, I only have 1 4 for the flamethrower. And if I activate something, just like with repairing, it's whatever number's on here or higher. If it's a higher number, so if I put a 5 on there, you only get the top effect. If it's exactly this number, you also get this effect. So this would shoot everything on this side or this side for 1 damage. If it's a 4, an extra 2, so it'll deal 3 damage to all these or all these. Oh, and how are we with shielding? This has 1 shield, that has 1 shield. Nothing else has a shield. That has a bomb, so I need to make sure I get a perfect kill on it or it'll hurt me a bunch. But I have 6 scrap, and if I kill some of these enemies, I'll get more scrap. If I kill them perfectly, and that means dealing exactly the amount of damage as their armor. So if I deal exactly 6 damage to this and I don't overkill it, I get it as scrap. Alright. So, 5s. 5s are good. Both of my special abilities I have over here activate on 5s, so that has potential. If I want to shoot off the flamethrower and the siphon horn, because those are good weapons, well, those need a 4, 4s and 6s. I do have a 4 and a 6 here, but I can use a I can use a reallocate. Yeah, I can use a reallocate to turn 2 of these dice to a 4 and a 6. And with that, I can easily, just this turn, kill everything except the bosses. So, let's see. Alright, so yeah, I think that's definitely what I want to do. reallocate. Now, do I want to get a 4 and a 6? Or... not reallocate, I mean power turn. Do I want to get a 4 to 6? Or... maybe a 2 4s? Because explosive pole is also a good one. If I get one of the enemies by its, or one of the bosses by itself, on a 4, I can deal 8 damage to one. And then whichever one I hit only has 5 left. So maybe instead I go for 2 4s. I'll be able to shoot the flamethrower twice, and use the explosive pole, and use the siphon horn once. That'll kill everything except the bosses. Okay, I think that's the way to go. All right, I'm going to power turn. Now what that says is I get to move 2 enemies to any section. Then I get to set 2 dice in my pool to the face of my choice. So I'm just going to take the 1 and the 3 and turn them both into 4s. Alright, and then it looks like I'm not going to be using those 5s. I think I'm going to use both of these. And I also get to move 2 enemies to any section I choose. Well, I could move these up to the top, and then 2 rams get everybody together. Yeah. Or I could move these 2 up top, and then 2 rams get everybody together. Alright, well, let's see. I also want to get perfect kills. Alright, so I'm going to shoot the flamethrower for 3 damage. Looks like this one is going to get overkilled no matter what I do. This I need to do exactly 5. So I can do flamethrower, then siphon horn, and then the flamethrower again. That'll be dead. Perfect kill. And then I'll have a 5. This has 6 armor, but has 1 shield. So if I fire flamethrower and siphon horn, that'll only deal 3 damage to it. And then if I do flamethrower again, once everything's over here, that'll be 1 short, although I'll also have some ramming, so I might get a perfect kill on that one. This needs a 5, well, flamethrower then siphon horn, perfect kill. This is 4 with 1 armor, so if I do flamethrower, siphon horn, and then the ram, if I do 1 to that and 1 to that, they're both perfect kills. No, well, this will be perfect kill after the second flamethrower. This one will be 1 short. Well, I think I'm going to overkill that one. This one will be a perfect kill. That's if I get everything up there except nuts. Okay, that sounds good. All right, so what's gonna? All right, so I get to move 2 vehicles. Oh wait. So what am I ramming? Right, because I'm gonna have to ram to get stuff up there. Well, if I leave this here and ram it for 1, no, I have to do 2 damage. I can move one of these over here. Let's say I put this here. Then when I ram, I can do 1 to this and 1 to this. Then yes, this will get perfect killed. So will that. So if I move that one over there, okay, and then this one, one of these 2 will get overkilled. Oh well. That's okay. I have enough scrap that this should be pretty easy at this point, unless I get really unlucky with orange dice. Okay, then we'll also move this one so I don't have to use as many rams, and yeah, whatever. We'll put it up top. Oh, I could just leave this one where it is for now. You know what? That might be a good idea. Then maybe I can get a perfect kill on it. Okay, so we'll do that. So that was just the power turn. And then, all right, so I have all these. I'm going to use 1 piece of scrap. So I'll use this as a 2 die, and I'm going to use it to ram. I'm going to ram these 2 vehicles up here. I have to deal 2 ramming damage. That ignores shields, and I said I was going to do 1 to each. Alright, so now these are up here as well. Well, they got rammed. They have to move here or here. They can go to the same place, or they can get split up. Ramming's an action any die can do. And with the red barbed wire, that will deal damage when you ram. Okay, and now we're going to use this 4. So I'm going to use it for the flamethrower, and you're not actually placing a die, so if I used this 4 first, well, now the flamethrower's been used, I couldn't do it again. But if I use the scrap 4 first, it doesn't take anything up, then I can also use this later. So I'm going to use this to activate the flamethrower. So on a 4, it deals 3 damage to all these, not bolts, because bosses don't take damage if there are any other vehicles with them. Everything else takes 3, except this blocks 1 and that one blocks 1. So these each take 2. That takes 3. This takes 3. And then each of these take 3. Alright, so now this is 2 away from death. This is 1 away, but 1 gets blocked, so really 2 away from death. This is 2 away from death. This is 2 away from death. So if I use the siphon horn, which hits each of these for 2 damage, well, perfect, 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 perfect. 4 new scrap. This one will get overkilled, so it just gets discarded. Because it has 3 damage. If I do 2 more, I'm up to 5, but it only has 4 armor. Alright, so that one will get scrapped. Oh well. Or that one just gets wrecked. I don't get to use it as scrap. That's okay. I have plenty. Because after that, I'll be down to just a couple left. Alright, so yes. That was that one. We're not using the flamethrower yet. We're using this 6 for the siphon horn. Yeah, we're using that 6 for the siphon horn. Siphon horn, I shoot each of these for 2 damage. I get to adjust a die by 1. You know what, I'm just going to take one of these 5s and turn it into a 6, just in case. Alright, and then after I shoot them all, do that, then I get to take a ramming action. So I'll deal 2 damage, and every vehicle I damage doing that, I get to repair 1 damage somewhere. Alright, so if I do 2 different vehicles, I get to repair 2 damage. If I do both of the ram damage to the same vehicle, well, then I only repair 1. Alright, so 2 damage to each one, so that was, this is perfect kill, this is perfect kill, this is perfect kill, this is perfect kill, and this one's overkill. Too bad, I would like another 6 scrap, but that's okay. I'm alright with 2 5s, a 2, and a 3. This one has 1 shielding, so it only takes 1 damage. Alright, and then I ram. I can't hurt this because it's not alone, so I guess both ram damage are going to go to that one. So now it's 1 away from death. And then I'm going to have bolts move over here, and desert kisses move over here. Alright, and I still only used 1 die, so I can still use up to 2 more this turn of what's left here. And I have all these. Okay, I'm going to use one of the 4s. Do I do it now? Ooh, I could just take out bolts right now. Oh yeah, and if they're ever, the rules say if they're ever in the same section, if one of them activates, they both activate. Let's take out bolts right now. I'll use the explosive pole. On exactly a 4, I can discard this to deal 2 to 8 damage. So let's do 8 damage to him. Well, I'm not even going to bother placing it because I'm also going to use another 4 on Pyro Rod, which deals, on exactly a 4, I deal 6 damage, but the Pyro Rod also takes 2 damage. So 1 more damage and it's destroyed. This part, though, is just gone. Alright, so that was 14 damage to bolts, dead. Yeah, I'll put that up there. So bolts is gone. I can't place any more dice, but I still have all this scrap. All right, let's see. Do I want to do anything else? You know what? It'd be nice to... This is only one away. It might be nice to ram. One, I can split them up. Two, I can get a kill on that, and then it's dead. And once they're split up, well, then I can start attacking nuts. All right. Well, that can just sit over here. All right. Here, we'll put it in the middle. Yeah. So we'll use something to ram. None of my things activates on a 2, so we'll use the 2 to ram. I only have 1 ram damage over here, but hey, that's enough to kill this. Perfect kill. And then these two, well, my strongest thing is the pyro rod. Well, okay, actually, if I use the leech cannon to shoot nuts a couple times, I can repair the pyro rod. And I have 5s. Alright, nuts is going there. Waster warrior is going up there. Okay, and then we still have all these. How many 5s? I have 3 5s. I could actually use the leech cannon 3 times with these, deal 9 damage to nuts, and then also repair 9, so I can, well, completely repair these. So that's 9 damage, and then I could use 2 to ram. I could ram over to here, 2 more damage, and then ram again, 2 more damage, dead. And then I still have these, but that's all that's left. I don't know if I even have to kill that. Yeah, we're doing that. Okay. I could maybe do something that's a little more effective, but this is fine. Okay, so 3 5s to shoot it 3 times, repair everything. That's 9 damage, and then ram, 2, 2, that's 13 total, dead. Alright. So I did have lots of damage earlier, but I mean, at this point, once we got to the boss, piece of cake, had enough scrap. So these are all gone. All that's left is Waster Warrior. Can't kill it yet. It has 5. I have 3s. The only thing I can shoot it with is a pea shooter. If I rammed it once, then I could shoot it once. Well, that'll give it 3 damage. No point in doing that though, because it might get repaired. And one of these might go up there to join it. But that's okay. I mean, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion now. But we'll roll these. Alright, 5 and 3. Well, I can use the 3 and have it damage me one of these parts for 3. Sure. Siphon Horn has a shield, so it only takes 2 damage. And then 3 or 4. Okay, well I can... Alright, yeah, it's dead. I can shoot it with the flamethrower, that's 3 damage. And then I can ram it. Do ram with these. 1 damage, perfect kill. Alright, there. Built up enough scrap that the boss was got killed pretty quickly. Neither one of them even fired on me. Alright, so that's chapter 5. Okay. That comes off. Oh, these come off. I can re-upgrade those in chapter 6. All these parts could potentially come up again. But let's see what happens when I win. Resolution, you win. You made it. You aren't sure how you managed to outdrive, outshoot, and outrun the Steel Flats twins and your growing pack of Wasteland fans, but you did. Your haul puts you close to actually cobbling together the coolant part of the filtration system, and it seems like Ronnie's translations say you'll need rod fuel or some kind isolated taupe matter next. What? There's at least one typo in there. The advanced gear, like what the twins had. The advanced gear, like what the twins had. Okay, need some commas. Might have brought you closer to that stuff too, but the book pointed it out somewhere else. Somewhere nobody will be trying to fry you with high-tech blasters either. Once you get this thing up and running finally, maybe you'll be able to leave all this hardship in your dust. Wouldn't that be nice for a change? Alright, the 6 Chapter 5 enemies that were new remain in the deck for the rest of the campaign, and I assume I get to keep Power Turn. It didn't say I do. Did the other one say? Let's see, I also got, I think it was Chapter 2, I got a, yeah, Chapter 2 got a special ability. And that one didn't say either, but yeah, I get to keep it. Okay. Otherwise, it would probably say to return it. Alright, so that's Chapter 6 done. Or that's Chapter 5 done. Chapter 6, the Science Guy. And yeah, I'll do one more chapter. Chapter 6, the Science Guy. Not many people are left in the Wreckland who remember the old ways, especially anything that would have been considered an academic field. When someone rises out of the masses as an intellectual, or even just a practiced expert at a field no longer considered to be part of survival, their existence becomes a focal point of quite a number of powerful people. Even something as seemingly minor as knowing how to properly prune a bonsai tree, will put someone on the road lord's radar. So when legitimate electrical engineer services, the kind you need to complete your special project, they are a priceless commodity. This is why you are going to break into a paramilitary compound in the Wreckland and steal the one you need to assemble your fuel energy pump. General Hateman's sprawling compound, a maze of wreckage made of old Humvee tanks, artillery pieces, and even an old plane or two called the Ranch. Punctuation. Was one of the largest and most impressive communities in all of the Wreckland. That old grumpy bastard had been collecting anything that had to do with the old world's armies and the way they fought their wars since after everything came apart, which included a great deal of questionable munitions. Every so often, one of the general's building blocks gets jostled too much, struck by a wayward blaster, or plowed into by a bad runner. These unexpected pops have left the Hateman Ranch with a number of ins and outs that even the general cannot always be watching. That's why you thought stealing, or rather liberating, his prize scientist was your next step in finishing this old world treasure. A normal Wreckland runner hitting his compound would have taken guns, bombs, petrol, and more from the ranch, which is why you were hoping his eyes would be elsewhere when you drove through. You had only the copy of Big Fossil's book. No one else knew you needed... You had the only copy of Big Fossil's book. No one else knew you needed a nuclear nerd to finish it. And unless Ronnie blabbed to anyone else about this, yours should be the only crosshairs on Hateman's pencil pusher. It was a good plan. Maybe... It was a good plan. Made it all the way in and almost out before things started to get hot. You were swerving in and out a maze of legitimate war machines that, in their prime, would have made scrap out of your ride and half of the Wreckland's other road machines. If bad driving or loose terrain didn't spell your doom, the rows of guns and experimental support gear on General Hateman's half-track, the court-martial, are more than capable of ending a runner's career short. I don't mean to be trouble, the scientist strapped down in your passenger seat asked weakly, trying to put a smile on his face despite the cheek-wobbling vibrations of your ride. The terrain inside the General's Ranch... let's see. Nope, that's done. 6. The terrain inside the General's Ranch wasn't the best roadway on tires anyway, but when you add in the serpentine swerves needed to avoid getting blasted to bits, it's a downright wheel grater. The ranch itself wasn't all that bad of a place to make a run overall. The general only kept a handful of loyal grunts to help him keep the place running around him, and its fearsome reputation as being protected by old-world explosives and newly lab-designed weaponry generally kept the idlers and the part-timers away. Nobody really wanted to tangle with General Hateman, lest they find themselves at his mercy or worse, conscripted into his little imaginary Wreckland army. If you pull over and let my little lab sloth off at the next crossroads, I won't melt you down and use your ride to tip the 50s. Oh, to tip the 50s that will be shooting you to the moon. Okay. The general's voice blasted from every loudspeaker mounted to the walls of this maze, and you could feel his rage in his voice. Keep running, and I will be forced to burn you down. The place was a crazy knot of twists and turns, always one bad choice or loose shoulder away from sliding into something made at least partially of anti-tank armor. Between General Hateman, his own grunts rolling around looking for you, and the circling sharks that have been in your wake for weeks that were outside the compound, you had nearly everything stacked against you. I don't care who you are, the general continued, or why you think my white coat belongs to you, but I want him back in his lab by the time the sun goes down, and that's an order. All right, chapter setup. All right, we have in here General Hateman. General Hateman on his, what was this? Oh, the court-martial. All right, when he comes out in the third round, he will shoot a part for 2 damage and then shoot everything for 2 damage on that side. Activates on a 3, and he has 25 armor. Oh, nuts and bolts should have gone back in the chapter 5 envelope. All right, so that's when he comes out in the third round. Okay, we have 6 special enemies. So what do? Before this enemy attacks, move it to the section with the most enemies. Okay. Same thing. One's a 3, one's a 4, one's a 5, and they have 7 armor. That's new. Okay, and then these 3 are all the same. They have 4 armor and 2 shields, so they'll take a while to kill. For each other enemy in this section, deal +1 damage. Ooh. Generally, I've been grouping them together so that I can try to kill them all quickly, but these are bad to have grouped together. If they fire. Alright, a 2, a 5, and a 6. Okay. They each shoot every part on their side for 1 damage, so yeah. Those could be a very bad enemy. Alright, so place the scientist face up into an empty spot of your choice on the vehicle. Okay. Scientist has 4 armor and 1 shield. The scientist can be damaged in the same way as any part, but cannot be built over, upgraded, or moved during the game. Alright, so scientist is going to take over a spot. And, well, blocking me from building there. I'm thinking here. Yeah. Alright, scientist is going to go right there. What happens if the scientist gets destroyed? Scientist can be damaged in the same way as any part. Okay, that sounds like if scientist takes 4 damage, I put a destruction on there, and then, well, I just have to repair the scientist. Except it doesn't have a die number on there, so I don't know. I guess any die could repair it for 2 during the wreckage phase. Shuffle the chapter 6 enemies into the enemy deck. So enemy deck is getting pretty big because it has all the special enemies from every other chapter. Alright, so we'll mix these in and then shuffle. Scientists cannot be built over, moved, or upgraded. So, can be repaired. Alright, but yeah, this doesn't say anything about repairing, so I'm just going to assume that any die can repair the scientist for 2 damage. Alright, so we'll mix these in, and then, alright, anything special? Oh, scientist, okay. During the wreckage phase, the scientist can be repaired like any part. Alright. During the run phase, the scientist cannot be repaired. If the scientist is destroyed, you lose. Okay. Can't let the scientist be destroyed. Alright, anything special about General Hateman? General Hateman can only be damaged if there are Wait, General Hateman can only be damaged if there are other enemy cars in this section. Ooh. So the opposite of everybody else. Just want to make sure I didn't misread any other one. Cannot be damaged. Okay. Alright, so you have to... okay, so usually the strategy has been kill off every single enemy and then kill the boss. Once get the boss alone, kill. General Hateman, you have to have other enemies. Well, you could get everything down to kill all the enemies except one and General Hateman, and then just keep the two of them together. Alright. At the start of each run turn, General Hateman moves to the section with the fewest enemies. 0 is fewest. General Hateman cannot be damaged unless they... What? General Hateman cannot be damaged unless he shares a section with other enemy cars. That makes more sense. Okay. So that means lots of ramming and stuff like that to get... Ooh. Well, no. Ram General Hateman over to the same side as an enemy vehicle and then hit him. So I really hope that I get some parts that deal lots of damage, like the... what was that? The Pyro Rod. The... what was that other one? The one that dealt 8 damage, but you only use it once. Alright, parts. Let's see. Oh, and what happens? Okay, wreckage phase. When I have to use a red die, I discard one part card in the line. That's fine. 1, 2, 5, no effect. 3 or 4 was discard one part. 6. Add an additional enemy to the front section of this run. Okay. You know what? I'm not worried about anything in the wreckage phase. Run phase. If I have to use a red die, ooh, 5 or 6 deal damage to the scientist. Scientist cannot be repaired during the run phase. Oof. Okay. So, having to roll a red die during the wreckage phase is very dangerous. 1. Add an enemy to the front section. Well, if you're trying to keep enemies around for General Hateman, that's not terrible. 2, 3, or 4. Place a damage card onto the vehicle slot of your choice. A destruction card, so destroy a part. Okay. 5, 1 damage to scientist. 6, 2 damage to scientist. Ooh. Alright, so wreckage phase, red dice are fine. Run phase, rolling for a red die, bad. So, yeah, okay. Alright, this one's going to be a completely different strategy when it gets to the boss. Alright. Okay, I only get 4 part cards the first phase. Oh, and I get... Oh, I missed one. That should have been in there. Oh, well. We'll just slide it in. I'm on expert. I get no scrap to start off. I get to roll these. And I get 4 potential parts. Okay, leech cannon. I can repair with that, but not the scientist. Okay, I like that. Electric net. On anything higher than a 2, I get to take 2 dice and adjust them by 1. On exactly a 2, I also get to fire every enemy on one side for 1 damage. Alright, Cloud Burst isn't very good, but it's cheap to build. Alright, leech cannon I want. Okay, Spike Rammer. You can hit something for 3 or exactly 4. You can discard this to deal 4 damage to a single target instead. And it's good on this corner for ramming, but it costs 4 dice to build. Alright, I have 8 dice. Leech Cannon will take 3. So if I do that and the spike rammer, I cannot also upgrade. I could build all 3 of these and not upgrade. That would almost fill me up. But I would like to get some upgrading going. I like the spike rammer though. I definitely want the leech cannon. But yeah, if I do these, I cannot upgrade. Well, first, can I build both of these? All right, this needs 4 consecutive dice. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, so we're good. And this requires 3 that add up to 14. Well, I'll need a reroll for that. Or, yeah, no. Oops. That's also 13. Let's see, a 6 or a 5 or a 1. All right, a 6, a 5, or a 1, and I'm good. Then I can do both of these. Okay. All right, we're going to use this to re-roll. I have a 50% chance of getting it. I think that's best to just roll 1. Or maybe also this one. Yeah, because I can still do that if necessary with 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that gives me a better chance. Okay, roll 2. I can re-roll any number of dice I want. Well, that didn't help. I can try it one more time. Oh, no, that actually worked. 2, 3, 4, 5. These 4 dice give me 14. Alright, 14 builds the leech cannon. And then 4 consecutive builds a spike rammer. Now I do have to roll all 3 of these. 1 through 5 do nothing now. There aren't any part cards to in the line to discard, but a 6 will make an extra enemy go in front. Alright, now where am I? Well, alright, spike rammer's definitely going there. And I feel like leech cannon should go here, just so that even distribution of parts. I guess. Yeah. Alright, this side already has 2 ramming damage. These sides each have 1. This has 1. Okay. Alright, but I have to roll these. Potentially more enemies on 6s. 2, 2, 4. No extra enemies. Okay. Okay, round 1, run phase. 2 on the left, 2 on the right, 3 in the back. So, 2 on the left. Okay, these aren't too bad. 2 on the right. Also not too bad. 3 in the back. Alright, this is one of the new ones. Before this enemy attacks, move it to the section with the most enemies. These 2 just say, if you activate them, you... well, no, this one is random damage. You roll it and that's how much damage it does. This one does 3 damage to each... Ugh, that was terrible. 3 damage to each part on its side. And also, the die, instead of placing it here, you cover up one of your parts with it so you can't use it. Alright, that one's the one that needs to be... That one needs to be killed. Move this up a bit. There. Okay, and rolling red dice is very bad during this phase. And still playing on expert mode, I have no scrap. Rolled a bunch of ones. That's no good. 6 and 2. Alright. So... well, if I choose the 6, there are no 6s. I have to roll and do whatever this says, which could be very, very bad. Well, I might deal 2 damage to the scientist. I might have a part destroyed. 50% chance of having a part be destroyed. Oof, terrible. Or 2, this hits one of these parts for 4 damage. It would destroy one of the parts. Oh, man. Ugh. Well, I don't want to do that. Well, 2 is a guaranteed destroyed part. So I guess I'll do one of the 6s and take my chances with this. Okay. 3. Well, one of my parts got destroyed, so same effect. What's destroyed? I think one of the pea shooters. Okay, now it's my turn. I can use up to 3 of these white dice. And 1s are only useful for ramming. 6 will do the siphon horn, or just the horn right now. It would hit everything for 2 damage. Leech Cannon's healing ability is worthless because it won't heal a destroyed part. To repair this, I can only do that during the wreckage phase. I need 2 matching dice. Or I don't know if I have to repair it before I upgrade it. So it could be that if I want to upgrade it, that'll repair it. I'm not sure. I don't think that was made clear in the rules. There's probably something on Board Game Geek that says. Okay, let's see. I can shoot the pea shooter with a 3, or I can use the horn, the leech cannon, or the spike rammer, but these 2 would only use the first ability. Well, spike rammer, I would only want to use this. I do not want to discard this yet, not until the boss. I feel like this is going to be the first tough chapter. At least playing on expert. Well, I didn't get any of the vehicles where it's bad to have enemies grouped together. So, I can do ram, I can do ram, and then hit everybody for 2 damage with the siphon horn. Excuse me, with the horn. Can I kill anybody? Yes. I could get a perfect kill on this one. Everybody else has too much armor. Which one's the really bad one? That one. Okay. If I ram, I'll do 1 damage to this, and then if I ram, I get 2 damage. I'll do 1 to this and 1 to this, and then I'll do that. I think I should do that. This one has only 2 armor, but it has 2 shields. So if I can get it over on this side, 1 ram, it's dead. Maybe I don't do the siphon. I don't do the horn yet. Save it, although I might not get a 6 next round. I just think I should do as much damage as I can. All right, and if this gets killed, then in the front there will be 2, 3, 4, 5. So I at least won't get multiple enemies shooting me. Yeah, on one side. All right, we'll do that. Okay, so it's 2 rams, 1 damage here. And then another damage here and one to this. And then horn hits. So this has 3 damage. Oh, and then I also get to ram from this. I could put everybody over here, although the leech cannon's the only thing left over there. That might be a bad idea. 2 damage to this. This one gets a perfect kill. Only 1 damage to this because it has a shield, and then 2 to this one. But then the question is, where are they going? So these are all up top, but I get a ram again. I do 1 more damage. One more damage, and then they all move somewhere. Do I split them up, or do I put I don't want to put everybody over here. There's only 1 part that can get shot, and I'd have 2 3s and 2 4s. I'm thinking I move them all back over to here from the ram. And who gets hit? I can do this one because it has the shielding. If I do this one, it needs 2 more to kill. Hit this one, it needs 2 more to kill. Hit that one, it still needs 4 more to kill. Although right now, the spike rammer on a 5 or a 6 could kill one of these already. I think I hit the one that's shielded. Okay. Reroll. Okay, 2 and 5. Alright, so one of these activates, so I shoot for 4 damage, one of these is destroyed, or random damage, and there's still a 50% chance one of these gets destroyed. Ooh. Okay. And then I have 2 and 3. Well, I can use the pea shooter to hit something for 2 damage. Now I wish I'd maybe hit one of these instead of this one. Or I could just ram and get them up here. And that'll do 2 damage. I can hit this again. Let's see. Alright, 2 and 5. So 5 is random, 2 is 4. Well, alright, so it's yeah, definite destruction of one of these or 50% chance at a destruction. Well, we'll take the 50% chance. Well, I have to roll it. Whatever comes up, that's how much damage. 4. Well, so. Same either way. Pea shooter. Okay. Now, I have a 2 and a 3. Can't use a pea shooter now because I covered up, but I can do just as much. No, I only do 1 damage now if I ram. All I can do is ram or save a die for later, but no. I don't want to save either of these, so we'll ram, and we'll hit the shielded one again. No. We're gonna... No. We'll hit one of these 2. That one. Put them back up here. Okay. 6. No 6s. I have to do this. And I got a 2. All I can do is ram again. Ugh. So I'll do 1 damage to one of them. And shoot, I don't think I really... I may as well bunch them up this time. 5. Deal 1 damage to the scientist. Yeah, okay. I can repair that later. Alright, and then 2. So I guess I'm going to ram. Let's see. I'll get to roll 3 red dice next. So, you know what? I'm not too worried about having them bunched up. So they're all going over here. And who do we hit this time? All right, I also have the 4. Oh, well, no, I don't want to use the spike rammer. Get over here. Alright, which one of those is taking damage? I could go with the shielded one again and slowly kill it. One more to this and it's 2 away. This is already 2 away. This is 5 away. So I'm about to free everything up. If I get a 6 again and I can use the horn, well, I can kill this and this. And, oh, when this fired, that was supposed to move. Where did it? It fired from over here. It should have moved up here. Well, okay, that's fine. When I rammed, I didn't... no, alright. That one should not have taken ram damage because it should have moved up here. But when I hit it this time, it could have taken ram damage. Alright, well, we're going to hit this then. The one ram damage I should have had from over here, we'll say that got it. And then this ram damage is this one. Alright. If any of these attacks me in the next turn, it'll move down here. Alright, well I placed all 8 dice. I killed 1 enemy so far, but got some good damage on there. Still more than 2 enemies left, so repeat. I need scrap. I need a 6. Ah, no 6. Or a 5. A 5 would have been good too. Okay. Oh, that's a terrible roll. But I could waste a die on a reroll. Alright, 2, 4, 6 from them. 4, no. That'll hit 3 damage, 3 core damage, 3 core damage, so that is out. 2 hits this for 4 damage. Or 6, I take my chances. 50% chance I lose a part. So, alright, we'll do the... Oh, and a 4. This one would also hit me for 3 damage. So I'd have destroyed part and 6 damage to the core. On a 4, no. 2 is 4 damage, so we'll do leech cannon, 4 damage. If I could use the leech cannon, I could repair, but I don't have any 5s. Alright, both my special abilities are on a 5. Don't have a 5. Can't activate any of either of these or this. Okay, we're going to waste a die to re-roll all of these. Okay, well I got a 5 at least. Alright, I can use that. I can use the leech cannon to hit something for 3, although these would both be overkill. And repair for 3. Or I can place a die somewhere on a part and then use the 5 to reallocate and move it onto the 6 to use the horn. Or better, I can use power turn to move 2 vehicles to any section and set 2 dice to whatever I want. But now I only have 1 more die I can use if I do that, but the horn is the way to go. I also have scrap. Not useful scrap though. Alright, we'll use the horn. Except I can't fire that off because I only have 1 more die. Unless I use this to ram, get everybody up there, then I can shoot them. Is that worth it? I'll get a perfect kill, perfect kill. This will take 1 damage, that'll block it. That'll take 2, that'll take 2. Oh, and I ram, so then I can give 1 more to something else. This one. Set them all up over here. I could ram again and perfect kill that, but that would cost another scrap. Alright, and then I'd be down to 3 enemies. And I'd still have 2 scrap. Might be worth it though to clear out some of these enemies, although clearing out the enemies makes it more likely I have to roll a red die for these and have a 50% chance of destroying a part. That part's terrible. Because this is going to cost me 2 dice to repair during the wreckage phase. It's going to limit how many parts I can build. Unless I use up a bunch of scrap, but I don't want to do that. Alright, so what's the plan? Okay, am I doing power turn? Alright, so this wasn't... Oh, shoot, what was this? It was a 4. Alright, so am I doing power turn? I also maybe just want to... Maybe I want to use the leech cannon and do some healing. Can't kill anything. But if I shoot this, if I get lucky and roll a 6 for the next one, then I can kill this and this and this, all 3 of those with perfect kills. Alright, that might be good. I'll only be rolling 2 red dice though. Hopefully they don't both come up 4s. Alright, I think I'll do that. Alright, leech cannon. So that repairs 3. And I get to hit something for 3, and I will do wait and bleed. And then I'm not going to ram yet, because I want to have more dice that I can roll. Okay. Alright, so still have 3 white dice. Well, 2 6s. Alright, I have to do one of these things. 50% chance I have another destroyed part. Okay, I got a 5. That's good. That works. Alright, so whoops, that was a 3. I'm about to get some scrap, but I have to roll one of these, and 2. One of my parts is destroyed. Okay. That's already going to take up 6 of my 8 dice just to repair these. That means if I'm lucky, I can build 1 part. Well, I can use scrap. Alright. 1 ram, no damage. Everything's in the front, and then I use reallocate to move a die from a part that's already been there to another part and turn it whatever side I want. So I'm putting it there. It's a 6. So now I hit everything for 2. Alright, so yeah, this is perfect kill. This is perfect kill. This is perfect kill. And then when I ram, I'm going to ram them back over here, because part of the horn's action is ram, and then do 1 more damage. So that takes 1 because it got a block. This doesn't take any damage. This takes 2 damage, and the ram is going to hit this one. All right. Well, all right, I'm up to 4 scrap. Still have to place 2 red dice. All right, so what do I have? 2, 3, and 2 4s. And 3, 4, 5 out here. Okay. And at least I killed off the one that hits everything. Yeah, these will not kill the leech cannon. Unless random damage 1 gets lucky and rolls a 6. Alright. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, this is the one I just used. Up there. Alright, last dice. 6, okay, I have to do that again. And I got a 5. Okay, well, leech cannon can get something. 5. Okay, 1 damage to scientist. Hey, that was actually the best thing possible. Alright. Alright, so I got a 5. I can use the leech cannon. That will get a perfect kill on this and repair the last bit on that. Or I can get a perfect kill on this one. Same thing. Can't kill that one. And then if I wanted to kill more, I'd have to spend scrap. Well, that won't be worth it. I mean, yeah, because the only way I could kill any other ones is with some ramming. But no. That's going to take all my scrap to kill another one. Alright, so we'll use the leech cannon again. Repair, and then which one am I killing of these? Just do I want a 3 or a 4? I'd rather have a 4. I think. None of my stuff uses 3s, so even though this is 3 4s, I think that's okay. Alright, all 8 dice have been placed. There are 2 or fewer enemies left, so that's the end of the round. So I did pick up 5 scrap, that's good. However, 3 parts destroyed, that stinks. Alright, so now during the wreckage phase, costs 2 matching dice to repair any of these, but I could use 2 4s to repair one. But yeah, the question is, if I want to upgrade the pea shooter, do I have to repair, then upgrade? Or can I just upgrade, and that removes the destruction? Because any damage that is on there gets gets taken away if you upgrade. At least I'm pretty sure that was the case. So I'm not sure what to go with for that. But, I mean, let's just roll first. I have to spend 1 die. Any 1 die I can repair the scientist. Oh, dropped 1. 4. Alright, so I got 4s and 5s, and I am not worried at all about anything on here. I mean, 6 adds extra enemies. That's okay. Nothing else is going to hurt me in the slightest. Okay. I got 2 2s, 2 4s, 3 5, and a 6. And I get 8 parts this time. And then I'll be facing 8 enemies. Oh, explosive pole. Okay, that'll be good for General Hateman. I just need a pair to build it, and I'll put it here. Okay, I want that. Ooh, the flamethrower again. I want that too. Alright, well, if I get both of these, I can put the flamethrower here, explosive pole there. That'll cost 5 dice. I need 3 of a kind and 2 of a kind. And then whatever else I want to do. I do want to do some upgrading. Well, I can use one of the 4s. No. I'd rather keep the 4. More flamethrower uses. I can take the 2 2s and this 2. There, that'll give me a flamethrower. And then I need a pair to get the explosive pole. And then I'll still have 6 cards out here. So if I have to discard part cards from rolling red dice, that's fine. Not worried about that at all. I want to do an upgrade, so I can use my special ability from my driver to spend just a matching pair to get an upgrade, and I will upgrade the horn. I think. Might be better to do one of these if that also removes a destruction card. And then I still have 2. I need to spend 1 on the scientist. And then I have 1. Well, okay. I can spend this 1 on the scientist and then spend these to repair one of these. And then I'm left with just 3 pieces of scrap. And they're all 4s, but I can kill enemies very quickly with the flamethrower. 3 uses of the flamethrower, that's 9 damage minus shields to anybody. And then if I can kill enemies quickly enough, maybe I won't have to worry about placing more destruction cards. Yeah, okay, that's what we're doing. So that cost all this. And I do have to roll these because if any of them come up 6s, I get an extra enemy in the front. Alright, so explosive pole, flamethrower, upgrading. Yeah, I'm upgrading the horn. Now it's a siphon horn. Biggest advantage is now it has 1 shield. So it's much more durable. Okay, alright, I repaired that, and I repaired the scientist. And I spent both of these scrap. And then I have to roll all these. A 3 or 4, oh no, I have to discard one of my part cards. That's fine. There are 6 there, and I'm done. I don't want any of those. But 6s, extra enemies. Okay. No effect. Alright. Enemies. 4 in the front, 1 on each side, 2 in the rear. For each... Ooh, this is one of the new ones. For each other enemy in this section, deal 1 extra damage. That needs to die as soon as possible. This moves to the section with the most enemies before it attacks. For each other enemy in this section, deal 1 extra damage. So another one of those. This one moves to where the most enemies are, and roll the current red die, deal damage, deal random damage. Alright, and what do we have out here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 6s. Okay. A 1, 2 2s, a 3, a 4, a 5, and 2 6s. No matter what I roll, enemy is going to attack me. But maybe I can just wipe them all out before they get a second attack. And then I won't have to roll any of these. Alright, 2 or 3. And then I have... Alright, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay. Alright, if I choose the 2, this attacks, but this will move over here, this will move over here. It'll take me 2 rams to get everybody by the flamethrower. Or a ram. Wait. I can have them over here or over here for the flamethrower. So if I choose the 2, this deals 1 damage, 1 core damage, 1 damage. And this is the one where extra enemies it would deal extra damage, but it's all alone. So, ha. And then this does random damage to one of these. Okay. And then, yeah, this will go here, this will go here. 2 rams, I can get everybody back here for the flamethrower. Alright. And then also, when I ram from the front, 2 damage. When I ram from over here, 1 damage. So I can do 3 ram damage. And if I do 1 to this, 1 to this, and 1 to this, then perfect kill, perfect kill, perfect kill, perfect kill, perfect kill. Perfect kill, overkill, perfect kill. Ooh. Oh, that's great. I won't get this, but I'll get everything else. Okay. Okay. And that'll cost me, yeah, 2 rams and then these 3. Well, actually I could do... Yeah, I think I'll have to use all 3. I don't think I can do it with 3 dice. Okay. Or, if I use a 3, hey. If I use a 3, only this attacks. And then it moves over here. Actually, this is fine. I'll just have to do 3 rams. This is better for taking damage. If I do the 3, this attacks, and all it does is it hits each of these for 1, although that blocks it. And then it's still the same thing. Alright, I'll just have to do 3 dice can ram. These 2 get rammed over here, but no damage. That's fine. Flamethrower will perfect kill each of these on the second shot. And then I still ram... oh, this one has 2 shield. Okay, no, actually this one's not getting killed yet. Ram each of the... Okay, these take 1 damage each from that ram, and then over here, this takes a ram damage when they all ram over here. Yeah. And then, yeah, alright. Everybody's over there and still... it's perfect kill on everything except this is overkilled, and... Wait, unless I ram everybody over to here, then I could perfect kill this. Hit this, and then this will be the only one left. it'll have taken 3 damage. The leech cannon would kill it, but now I'm out of dice. Well, that's okay, because I'll get all this scrap. I can use one of those. I'll have a 5. I can use a leech cannon. Dead. Okay. Alright, so what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8 enemies out there. I'll end up with 6 scrap at the end. And all I'm going to take is 2 damage total. Alright, we're using a 3. This hits for 1, blocks 1, hits that one for 1. It rotates over to there. And then I'm going to use 3 dice for ramming. I'm going to get everybody over here. So it's... yeah, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to ram this one up to here. That takes 1 damage. Then I'm going to ram here for 2 and hit each of these for 1. And then they're over here. And then I'm going to ram on this side and do 1 damage, and it's going to be this one. Okay, now everything's over here. And now I have my 3 4s. Flamethrower, flamethrower. So 2 uses of the flamethrower. Well, look, all 3 uses of the flamethrower. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, so this takes 2, then 2. That's a perfect kill. The 3rd shot, it was dead before the 3rd shot on a perfect kill. This will take... oh, 2 of them have 2 shields. Okay. This takes 3 damage. The first flamethrower shot kills it. Perfect kill. This one, 3-3, gives it 7 total. Perfect kill. This one, 2, then 2, because the shield. Perfect kill. This one, 3, then 3. Perfect kill. This one, 2, then 2, then 2. 6 total. Perfect kill. Alright, so I have 6 scrap. Oh, and then this one got hit 3 times. Takes 3 damage. Oh! No. Oh, well, I just have to use the flamethrower 1 more time. And I have another 4. If I use the flamethrower 1 more time, they have 2 shields, so they would each block 2, but take 1 damage, 2 more perfect kills, and that's probably worth it. So then I don't even have to worry about these red dice. Alright. Now, that did cost me 4 4s. I don't have any 4s left, so my flamethrower isn't going to be as useful for the next round, but I do have 7 scrap going into the... oh, that was here. Going into the final round, I have 7 scrap. Minus whatever I use now. But I just want to repair, maybe do an upgrade. Yeah, I'll be fine. Alright, so I'll be fully repaired. Okay. And 7 scrap, I feel good about that. Wish I had more 4s. Although, I don't need the 4s as much. I need to kill General Hateman while there are still enemies out there. So, alright. I'm going to get only 5 pieces of scrap this time. I need some water. Alright. Okay. So I have 6s, pair of 2s, pair of 3s, 1 and a 5. Okay. So what do we need? We need to repair both of these. Well, that just costs 2 of each. Or maybe doing an upgrade removes it. I don't know. I think that's fine. And I don't think it's going to matter too much in the end. So, oh, and I do 4-part cards. And even though I don't have to build anything because I'm already full, I could replace a slot with one of these. So far I don't really like any of these, other than maybe some ramming damage. Oh, okay. Arc Cannon's nice. You can deal, on exactly a 3, you can deal 3 to 5 damage. So you can make it a lot easier to get a perfect kill. And hitting General Hateman for 5 at a time would be nice. Now I do only have 1 3 though. For scrap. Let's see, I have a pair of 6s, I have a couple 2s. Sharing is caring. No, I don't care about that. I need to kill General Hateman quickly because what does he do? Yeah, he shoots 1 part for 2 damage, and the other 3, and all 3 parts for another 2. And he always, at the start of each run turn, he moves to the section with the fewest enemies. I can only hit him while there are other enemies in his section. And he's going to go in the back to start off. Alright, so I have Explosive Pole that can do 8 damage to him in 1 shot. I have the Spike Rammer that can do 7 in 1 shot, so like if I can get him, unfortunately they're 4s, and I don't have any 4s anymore. Maybe I shouldn't have killed all those enemies so quickly. These are single use though. 5s with power turn or reallocate. Either one of those can help me use those. But yeah, those 2, 15 damage to him. I only need 10 more. But I assume I also have to kill all the other enemies. But that's where Flamethrower and Siphon Horn can come in. Alright, well anyway. This is the only one potentially I want. But I do need 4 consecutive dice to make it. I don't care about these other ones. And doing 5 damage at once, well, 2 shots on that with both of these, boom, dead. What do I have? I have 1 3. Oh, if I can get him over here, let's say I build the Arc Cannon and replace the pea shooter with it. If I can get him over here with other enemies, I could potentially take him out in 1 turn without too much difficulty. I need 2 4s and 2 3s. I only have a 3 right now, but 5s will help, and maybe I'll roll some 4s, 3s. So I think that'll be worth it to build. If I build the Arc Cannon here, then I just need to repair. Well, I can do an upgrade, so I can spend 2 dice on an upgrade, and then I need to build the Arc Cannon. I need 4 consecutive dice. I'm not really worried about those. I can leave 1 damage on each of those. All right, I think that's the plan. So I have 3 potential rerolls. So what do I have? 2 3. Oh yeah, no, I could repair those too. Right, because I need 2 for an upgrade, 4 for Arc Cannon, and then 2 more can potentially repair those. Okay, so let's discard 1, and what all am I re-rolling? Hey, what's going on? Let's see. I have 2 3, I have 5 6, and I have 1 2. Everything I need except for a 4. I don't know. Let's re-roll these. I have 3 re-rolls, so I can always get some of those pairs back that I need. But let's get this first. Alright, I got a 3 and a 6. That doesn't help. I need a 4. Actually, I should get rid of the 1, because still I need a 4. I can also get rid of the 2, because still I need a 4. Yeah, we roll 4 dice. No 4. This is my last chance for a 4. Okay, I got a 4. I got 2 4s. Alright, so 3 4 5 6. But I can't do all the repairing. That's okay. I need these, or I can also use scrap. But I don't want to use scrap to repair, especially if it's just 1 damage. those can build the arc cannon, and then these can upgrade to one of the pea shooters. And then I'll have those two left over. Oh, I could repair the explosive pole, but not the leech cannon. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so we'll do all that. And then I have to roll these because I might get some extra enemies. So arc cannon's going to replace the destroyed pea shooter. And then I'm upgrading the other one. You know what? I'm going to do the 3 instead of 4. There. All right. And then I have to roll these. All right. No effect on these. And then this says discard 1 part card on the line. I don't have any left. So, nope, those didn't do anything. Okay. Boss time. 3 in the front, 2 on each side, 1 in the back. So 3 enemies in the front. These have bombs. I need to do perfect kills on them. What was it? 2 on each side, 1 in the back. Nothing special about any of those. 1 extra damage if it hits the core. And definitely don't want General Hateman back here because I don't want him attacking the scientist. Alright. And I need 3s and 4s. 3s and 4s. I can knock him out in 1 turn. And all I have so far, I have my 1/3 of scrap. Okay, so time to kill General Hateman. I rolled 5 1s. Are you kidding me? Okay. All right, 1 and 4. There are no 1s out there, and there are 4 4s. Ugh. I think I'm going to have to take my chances with the 1. Scientists will be taking damage, but no 4s. This hits 1 of these for 3. This hits all 3 of these for 3. This hits 1 of these for 3. This hits 1 of these for 3. Then 1 of these for 2. That's way too much damage. That sucked. I mean, 3s, great. 4s, great. 5s would have been just as good as 3s or 4s. But 5 1s. All right. Yeah, we'll do the 1s, take our chances with that. 3. 3 is 1 of my parts gets destroyed. I like every single one of these parts except for the strong P, except for the fact that the strong P has shielding. But I feel like I need everything else. I mean, I need these to hit the general 1 time each, and then they're gone. I need this to hit the general twice. Leech cannon can repair, so I like it. I mean, I like it better than strong P. Siphon horn also has shielding and hits all enemies and rams. Flamethrower hits all enemies for 3 damage. Yeah, alright, strong P. Yeah. That sucked. Well, I have to spend at least 1 of these. I think I'm just going to do 1. And... oh, wait a minute. I forgot to do something. At the start of each run turn, General Hateman moves to the section with the fewest enemies. Well, he would stay here. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to spend 1 die. Well, okay. If I'm spending 1 die, I mean, I can either re-roll any of these dice, or adjust one of them by 1. Or save a die for later, which, yeah. I mean, if I re-roll, Well, if I reroll, if I can get 4s or 3s with them, then I could start spending some of these and almost kill the general. So, alright, I'll reroll. But now I can only spend 2 of these. Okay, 5, 5, 3. Well, I got a 3. I can do both my shots of the arc cannon. And then 2 4s will finish him off. Oh, actually, I can use one of the 5s and the 2 3s to do one of these and the 2 shots in the arc cannon. He'll be almost dead. Then the other one of these will kill him. All right. Okay. No. All right. So that's okay. So I'm going to spend these attacking, save those for later, and then I need, for now, 1 ram to get General Hateman over here, and I guess I don't know, leave this here, put it over here. No, leave it here. Okay, so I'm going to ram. I'm going to deal the 1 damage. I could actually hit General Hateman with the 1 ram damage. Okay, and ramming, I'm going to spend one of these 2s. Alright, ram. So the 1 ram damage, I could do that to him, or I could do it to this one. We'll do it to... Well... Once I kill him, and I'm trying to kill the rest of the guys, actually, you know what? Let me make sure about something. When you're attacking a boss, does it end if you kill the boss? Or do I need to kill everybody? Boss battle. Once you eliminate the boss car, you've won the game. Okay, I just have to kill the boss, so you know what? Do the 1 to General Hateman. Because General Hateman's special, unlike every other boss before, I can only damage General Hateman if there are other enemy cars in his section. So, yeah. Alright, so I ram, do 1 damage to him, and then he moves over here, and then, well, this one has to move. Well, I guess it'll go over there. It's over there or over here. Doesn't really matter. Okay, and then, now I'm going to use these. Oh, actually, maybe I can kill him now. So first, I'm going to use this 3 to fire the arc cannon and deal 5 damage to him. Then I'm going to use this 3 to activate the arc cannon again and deal 5 more damage. Then I'm going to use this 5 to reallocate, which says I can move a die from a used part, the part that I used, put it on any other part, and activate it. I guess this one, since it does more damage. So, explosive pole on a 4, I can place it to whatever I want. I'll put it on a 4, and I can discard this part to deal 2 to 8 damage. So boom, 8 more damage to General Hateman, and all I have to do is 6 more damage and he's dead. Yeah, we'll put that up here. Or I can just leave it where it was. Okay, and I have 5 more. 5 more of these. Well, oh, and my siphon horns. Oh, he's dead. I can ram him up here. That does 1 more damage to him. That's 20. I can use siphon horn, which will deal 2 damage to everybody up here, including him, because there are other vehicles there. That'll put him at 22, and then I'll also ram with it, so he's at 23, and then I can repeat. Or I could just fire the arc cannon with a 5. It'll only deal 2 damage. Or I can fire the spike rammer with a 5, and it'll do 3 damage. Oh yeah, I don't even have to ram him up there. What are we at, 19? Oh, well, here we go. 2 uses of the spike rammer. I don't get to use this ability, but I do get to hit him for 3. So 3, 3, dead. Okay, he was actually, since I had some scrap, he was pretty easy. So that's it. I win. Oh, well, that was a little anticlimactic. I thought that one was going to end up being dangerous. Nope. I took hardly any damage, and General Hateman's dead. Alright, that was chapter 6. Only one chapter to go in the base game, and then the expansion has 3 more chapters. And, alright, what happens? End of the chapter. Resolution, you win. I can't believe it, the scientist proclaimed, sticking his head out of the window to look back at the general's ranch, growing smaller and smaller in the dust kicked up by your rear wheels. Tears cut clean paths down his dirty cheeks, either from the grit and wind in his eyes or the sudden realization of not being in the general's employ any longer. He turned back to look at you with shining eyes. Thank you. What's this? He said, flipping open the pages to the Too Big Fossils book, and his eyes went wide. Hot fuel rods, isotope paste, lead particulate shielding. Pretty rad fuel filtration energy pump, right? You say with a self-satisfied smile. The scientist closes the book. We need to talk about what you are building here. All right. The chapter 6 enemies, they stay in the deck for the rest of the campaign. Return the scientist card to the envelope when this chapter is complete. Okay. And 1 chapter to go. I'm not playing it right now. But final chapter of the base game, the final run. So, the final run. Ooh, lots of special cards going on there. We'll see what all that's about later. Let's see. General Hateman goes back in the envelope. So does the scientist. Alright, enemies, new enemies stay in there. All the part cards can go back. Except the upgrades, which we have to keep those aside. Alright, and all these parts will be available, possibly be available in the next chapter. Alright, so chapter 7, final run. Next time, oh, more scrap. Next time I get a chance to play, I'll finish that off and then probably start up the expansion. Wreckland Run Fallout. It has 3 more chapters. And I don't know what the new rules are. The one thing I know is now there are, in the expansion, where are they? Little green crystals. I assume those are radiation. So, not much of the new rules. So I just have to look through that and figure out what they do. But two new icons. Okay, but that's for next time. All right, so that's part 3 of Wreckland 1, chapters 5 and 6. I'll finish it off next time. Ooh, I still have wine. Till then, adios. If I can find the button to stop streaming.